Good morning and welcome to News Morning. I am Cookie T. Coming up in the headlines. Varied reactions greet former Maslock boss Sedina Tamaklo Ationu's extradition to Ghana as she begins her 10-year jail sentence immediately. Confanoche Doctors Association a call of strike after Otunfo-led intervention. And the government targets 50% LPG access by 2030 as NPA and the Energy Ministry intensify push for clean cooking and expanded energy infrastructure. Let's take our first story for the morning. Now, after 10 years of trial, conviction in absentia and extradition proceedings, the Sedina Tamaklo Ationu case has moved from the courtroom to enforcement. Her return to Ghana now shifts attention to how the state will execute a 10-year sentence, recover lost public funds, and send a stronger signal in the fight against corruption. Noble Crosby-Annan has more on this one.
For years, the name Sedina Tamaklo Ationu has been tied to one of Ghana's most high-profile corruption prosecutions. Now, the former Maslock chief executive officer is back in Ghana not to continue her trial, but to serve a sentence already handed down by the Accra High Court. She arrived at the Accra International Airport on Tuesday, June 9, aboard United Airlines flight UA 996 after departing from the United States. Officials of the Ghana Police Service and the Ghana Prison Service are said to have taken her into custody with the necessary administrative, security and medical processes underway before she formally begins serving her sentence. On April 16, 2019, Sedina Tamaklo and Daniel Axim, a former chief operating officer of Maslock, were charged by the Attorney General. The two were accused of misappropriating public funds during Sedina's tenure as Maslock Chief Executive Officer between 2013 and 2016. The funds were meant to support Maslock operations, small businesses, loan beneficiaries, and vulnerable groups. But prosecutors said they were diverted, misapplied, or not properly accounted for. In 2021, Sedina Tamaklo was granted permission by the High Court to travel abroad for medical reasons. But she did not return to Ghana to continue the trial. That decision became a major turning point in the case because the court later proceeded to try her in absentia. Her co-accused, Daniel Axim, remained in Ghana and participated in the proceedings. On April 16, 2024, the Accra High Court convicted Sedina Tamaklo Ationu on multiple counts, including causing financial loss to the state, stealing, conspiracy to steal, money laundering, and breaches of the Public Procurement Act. She was sentenced to 10 years imprisonment with hard labor. Daniel Axim was also convicted and sentenced to 5 years imprisonment in hard labor. The court held that the offenses caused the state a financial loss of about 90 million cedis. Among the transactions cited were funds meant for a sensitization exercise for Maslock beneficiaries, money linked to support for victims of a market fire disaster, and procurement deals involving vehicles and mobile phones, which the court found had been inflated. After the conviction, Ghana began the process to bring Sedina Tamaklo Ationu back home to serve a sentence. In July 2024, the Attorney General submitted a formal extradition request to the United States. This moved the case from a domestic corruption trial into an international legal process involving Ghanaian authorities, United States law enforcement agencies, and the U.S. courts. On January 6, 2026, U.S. Marshals arrested Sedina Tamaklo Ationu in Nevada. She was detained while the extradition proceedings continued. That arrest confirmed that Ghana's request had moved beyond diplomatic paperwork into enforcement action. On April 12, 2026, a United States District Court in Nevada certified Ghana's request for Sedina Tamaklo Ationu's extradition. The court found that the extradition treaty between Ghana and the United States was valid and enforceable. The court then committed her into the custody of the United States Marshal Service, pending the final surrender process. Now, on June 9, 2026, Sedina Tamaklo arrived in Ghana. According to the United States Embassy in Ghana, her extradition relates to a conviction on more than 70 corruption-related charges involving the embezzlement of more than $6 million equivalent in Ghanaian taxpayer funds. The embassy says the extradition reflects the strong law enforcement partnership between Ghana and the United States. It also says this is the first transfer of a fugitive from the United States to Ghana since 2009. For Ghana, this case is bigger than the return of one former public official. It raises questions about accountability. What remains now is a formal transfer into custody of the Ghana Prison Service, any legal steps the lawyers may take, and the wider issue of asset recovery. Noble Crosby-Annan, TV3 News, Accra.
Thank you, Noble. In more news this morning, as the rainy season intensifies, familiar challenges are re-emerging on roads across parts of Accra. Waterlogged stretches, deteriorating road surfaces, and inadequate drainage are making daily commuting difficult for many residents and motorists. Safo Bahin visited some of the affected areas and has this report.
The rains have returned, and with them, a familiar frustration for many road users across Accra. I am standing at Dansoman Junction, just some few blocks away from Hansonic Road. And you can see behind me is a waterlogged potholes. Frustrations keep turning in and out as drivers and commuters use this particular road, telling the team that it is something that has been going on for so many years every time it rains.
From pothole-ridden roads to waterlogged stretches and overflowing drains, commuters say moving from one point to another is becoming increasingly difficult. At first light in Kaneshi, sections of the road are dotted with potholes, forcing motorists to slow down and carefully navigate their way through traffic. But it is at places like the Dansoman Junction where the effects of the rains appear even more pronounced.
They do in Sutobria, say any first light, they also say, by say Dakuma Junction, they also say.
Whenever it rains, this is what we go through. We are appealing to the government to fix the roads properly because they become damaged almost every time it rains. For traders and residents who use these roads daily, the deteriorating conditions are more than an inconvenience. And for drivers, the cost is often measured in repairs.
The rains leave the road in this condition because the drains overflow. Our vehicles keep getting damaged, so the road must be fixed.
Concerns over poor drainage are also emerging as a major part of the problem.
We are desilting the drains, but the authorities need to improve them because the drainage system is the main cause of these problems whenever it rains.
At Dakom and Kukompe, drains choked with waste and silt were seen overflowing following recent rains, spilling water onto nearby roads and making movement difficult for both motorists and pedestrians. The Member of Parliament for Ablekuma North Constituency, Rabna Orban, says the challenges facing road users stem from broader drainage and infrastructure issues.
For about 6 consecutive times, we have tried to desilt, dredge, fill potholes in order to ease the traffic situation, the flooding situation, and to make it more motorable for road users and commuters. Personally, I have engaged the ministers and ministries involved in order to find some long-lasting solutions. The Minister for Works and Housing is going to come around this week, hopefully. And he's going to have first-hand information as to what we are saddled with in the constituency.
I am at Kaswa Old Barrier, Atala, which is ordinarily a free-flowing dual carriageway, but due to the rains, it has become a much narrower route for motorists, and large deposits of sand and mud has been washed onto sections of the road by recent rains, which have left drivers with limited space to maneuver.
Nearby, personnel were seen clearing portions of the accumulated sand to improve access. Upon interaction with the team, they identified themselves as officials of the Gas South Municipal Assembly. One of the personnel, Engineer Gabriel, noted that the exercise is aimed at restoring easier movement to ease the traffic situation. For road users, the rains may be seasonal, but the challenges have become all too familiar. Residents say they are looking beyond temporary fixes, hoping for solutions capable of keeping their roads passable long after the rains have stopped. Safa Boyani, TV3 News, Accra.
Still on the rains, constant development along waterways at SCC and Azuma in the Wejagbawe municipality has left several homes flooded following days of rainfall. Some residents have been confined to the homes after being trapped by flood waters. A report by Stanley Niblo.
Prolonged rains on Tuesday, June 9, exposed an already exacerbated fragile ecosystem, where affected residents were just about heaving a sigh of relief from the effects of the excess water spillage from the Weja Dam, were struck again by spontaneous downpour. A visit to the community Tuesday morning reveals a disturbing sight. Water courses and available marshy lands have been filled and developed. Some buildings, including this one, have been constructed in the belly of a waterway, forcing water to rush into nearby homes. At Azuma, also within the enclave, trips of laterite and sand have been heaped on a marshy ground, pending recession of prevailing floodwaters to fill the land for development. Residents are reeling under this situation. Currently, many homes have been flooded. In this vicinity, for instance, a landlord has channeled floodwaters directly to his neighbor's house, flooding it completely. Some residents trapped for days. This family tells me that water level has even receded before the news team's arrival. With a bucket and a cup, they spent the whole time scooping water constantly from their bedroom.
More than 11 years. Who say be that?
Stephen Yeboah desealed gutters after the day's rain.
I had a senator there higher power. It's the top or bassy. The tumble way gate nasi. Now I could feel now. Because of gutter no 1 year minty. And soon as a gutter and a young man, and they push the top. I had an end to me could be meant to say a fair fee.
As contaminated water continued to find its way into homes, with each downpour, public health concerns should remain a priority for state institutions. Addressing the flood situation in Weja and SCC will require a multifaceted approach, including urgent spatial planning measures to restore and expand drainage systems that serve as critical arteries for the smooth discharge of stormwater from the city. Stanley Niblo, TV3 News, Accra.
Thank you, Stanley. But let's still stay more on the floods and the rains, as President John Mahama has directed his anti-flood task force to be firm and decisive in dealing with the issue of a flood. Now, speaking shortly after arriving from a state visit to Belarus, the president urged citizens to rally support for government as they work towards solving the perennial challenges.
And so we need to address this issue of flooding. People have built in waterways. I spoke about it just before I left. I mean, the sites, the wetlands that absorb the water before releasing them into the Atlantic Ocean are being constricted because people are filling and building and then reducing the volume of water it can contain. If that happens, then if it can't contain that volume of water, then it backs up and it floods everybody's house. And so when the Greater Accra Regional Minister and her team go and they are demolishing houses, built in the wetlands. People say government is inhumane, you know, but it's also partly the fault of those who sell those lands. Those lands are not supposed to be sold. And then also partly the fault of our assemblies and the officers who grant the permits. If anybody brings a house that you know is in a restricted area, which is a waterway, it's not supposed to be sold. And so you should not sign the permit for them to build. But some of the houses have building permits. How did they get them? You know, so we have to do some soul searching. And I think government must be firm in doing what it has to do in order that we stop this perennial flood issue. We shouldn't be like the vulture who says he will repair his roof when the rain stops. When the rain stops, then we forget about it. The vulture forgets until the next rain comes, and he promises again to repair the roof. This time, if we repair the roof, we have to really work and repair it.
Now, to some good news, the Konfo-Anokye Doctors Association, CADA, has announced the suspension of its industrial action with effect from yesterday, 9th June 2026. The decision follows what the association described as fruitful engagement and the intervention of His Royal Majesty Otumfuo Osei Tutu II, alongside the hospital board management and other key stakeholders who worked to address the concerns that triggered the strike. CADA said it remains committed to ensuring that the issues are fully resolved, but emphasized that it carefully considered the impact of the prolonged action on patient care and public health. Now, the association expressed appreciation to all doctors and health workers for their support, reaffirming its commitment to continued dialogue until the outstanding issues are resolved. Now, to some more news, government says it is stepping up efforts to increase the use of liquefied petroleum gas across the country, with a target of ensuring that at least half of Ghanaians have access to LPG by 2030. Authorities believe increased private sector investment in storage and transportation infrastructure, alongside ongoing policy interventions, will help accelerate the country's transition to cleaner cooking fuels.
According to Chief Executive of the National Petroleum Authority, NPA, Godwin Eduji Tamaklo, investments in new LPG vessels and storage facilities, coupled with the implementation of the cylinder recirculation model, will strengthen the downstream petroleum sector and improve access to clean cooking fuel. He adds that the NPA remains committed to ensuring the safe regulation, monitoring and distribution of petroleum products across the country.
Over the course of the rest of the year, NPA, in collaboration with stakeholders, will undertake a series of activities, including nationwide public education campaigns. One of the major complaints had to do with the LPG transporters complaining about constant harassment by security agencies, particularly in the Western Corridor. So we had to go and engage the Western security commanders, particularly the police leadership, on how best to help resolve that constant harassment.
Meanwhile, the Minister of Energy and Green Transition, Dr. John Jinapor, says Ghana's LPG penetration rate has risen to about 43%, but says millions of Ghanaians still rely on traditional cooking fuels, highlighting the need for sustained investment and policy support to expand access nationwide.
Compared to other countries in Sub-Saharan Africa, we are doing quite well, but there is still room for improvement. And even more importantly, how we can promote domestic LPG production. For me, that is even more important. And with our refineries coming up, I'm working with the NPA so that we can focus more on producing adequate LPG to meet our domestic demand. If we do that, we save a lot of foreign exchange, we create jobs, but more importantly, we save lives.
Moving to sports this morning, the minority has accused the sports ministry of screening supporters in Ghana for sponsorship to attend the 2026 FIFA World Cup, despite a presidential directive to prioritize Ghanaians residing in the tournament's host countries. First Deputy Minority Whip has also alleged that majority MPs have been allocated 2 slots each for supporters and is demanding an urgent briefing from the Sports Minister on preparations for the tournament. Meanwhile, the minority has condemned what it has described as increasing heavy-handedness by security agencies, actions they deem as undermining freedom of expression in the country.
Ghana's participation in the 2026 World Cup came under scrutiny when the First Deputy Minority Whip, Habib Idris, raised concerns about failure of the minister to brief the House on ticketing costs, visa approvals, preparedness and other related matters.
The minister responsible for youth and sports did not brief Parliament on anything. We don't know the preparation. We don't know where they are training. We don't know where they are camping. We don't know the budget. The ambassador to Canada have issued a statement saying that they are collating names of Ghanaian residents in Ottawa, in Canada, for them to support people for our march against Panama. How many tickets are they giving to the people in Toronto? Who pay for the tickets? And how much does the ticket cost?
He then alleged that government has allocated 2 slots to each majority MP for supporters who would be sponsored to attend the tournament.
At the moment, the supporters union were given 90 slots as part of their preparation towards the World Cup. The majority caucus, made up of 189 members, were given 2 slots each that they should bring people for them to be sponsored to the World Cup. If you go to verify it, if you go to the Botema Park, you'll see that people are there being screened.
To accuse the minister of having allocated, slots and etc., I think that is really not appropriate for him to state in this chamber. The issue of the issuance of visas are not matters within the competence of our government to answer.
It is denting the image of Ghana. If you go to the American embassy today, over 1,000 people that have applied, they have issued less than 100 visas to some of them because the writing has not been done.
In another issue, the minority leader Alexander Afeomakin read a statement to denounce threats against free speech, urging government to do better. Members of parliament took turns to comment on the matter, which later yielded in a press briefing by Member of Parliament for Damango Samuel Abujinapo. But just when he was about to finish that presser, there was a spontaneous intrusion by the Communications Minister Sam George, who then assured that government under the presidency of John Mahama would enhance free speech and dissent.
Given that he's the Minister for Communication who has a role in the exercise of free speech and a man who exercised a lot of free speech when he was on the other side of the equation, and therefore he's here to support what we are telling you. And
I can assure my brother that he has nothing to fear. We have a country to protect, and we'll build our country together. Free speech will be protected under this government and every other government. But we should also be responsible in our utterances.
On that beautiful note, we'll end the news for this morning. We've got a heavy, interesting package for New Day. Stay with us. Don't go anywhere. I am Cookie T. man I told you about the other day, he has sent your jerseys with your name. Chantel, you should go and bring Papa Rose's jersey.
Do you have the jersey?
Yes,
bring it. Let me see my name for the jersey.
It's here.
Do you have it?
So we'll pass it so that
Ghana jersey. Bring
Ghana jerseys. So that we
bring
say a big thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Bring them.
So it's the white and the yellow. Please bring it.
This one, my personal jersey. Cookie T has done for me.
Yes, bring it and let's see it.
Pass it round. Come, bring it. Roland.
Let's see what the jersey looks like.
Trump. Yeah.
Yep.
Fantastic.
So that's
so this is me, Roland.
Yes. So it's the white one and then the yellow.
33.
And the yellow as well.
33. Blaster. 33.
So you have another one. You have the yellow as well.
I have yellow.
Yes, you do have the yellow as well.
Yeah.
So who? Thank you.
Bring the yellow. Bring the Chairman Godwin Tamaklo. Good morning to you. Chairman Prosper. Good morning to you. Pai Fianku, you work with engineers and planners as well as Alhaji Nuruddin with Ibrahim and the rest. Good morning to you as well. Edmond Combat is the managing director for the Tama Oil Refinery. Great guy. All of us are looking forward to that World Cup. And for all the things you have to do, please make sure that you go and consult your logbook so that you get the predictions right for the Black Stars. This one. Charlie.
Yeah, rolling.
You said
who sent you that? So
thank you so much.
And
this
one
one
very
looks,
much.
This one is not the China one. This is the proper one.
Your proper correct one. This one is not China.
Hey, see him.
This one is not China. Who cannot give you China?
Charlie.
Yeah.
So my name day back.
Yes,
Charlie. 33.
I have mine as well. Tomorrow we'll be wearing it, and then on Wednesday we'll be wearing it to support the Black Stars.
I've adored mine already.
Yes.
Fantastic.
But on a more serious note, thank you. This means a lot to us.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Wow, 33. Hey, already Kwame Boateng said I should send his own hair. Respect.
Kwame Boateng didn't give you. Obiamao, he says that you should send his. Can you even imagine? Anyway, it's a packed show we have for you today. Later on, we will be joined by another powerful superpower country that is hosting the World Cup this year, or one of the countries hosting the World Cup. The United States of America will be here in studio with us. And I'm clad in their colors already. I'm doing the white, I'm doing the blue, I'm doing the red.
Fantastic.
Yes, and we are celebrating 250 years of independence for America, the United States of America. We'll be getting into conversations here. The band would also be here. We'll get into all of that today.
And a lot are following the show apparently. Let me say good morning to you, lawyer Daniel Marfo. You are with First Atlantic Bank and great man, also a lecturer with the Ghana School of Law, an ardent fan of the Ghana Black Stars, and says that certainly he's a patriot and Ghana is going to do well, even though he says that, Charlie, he's not too sure about the team. But Lawyer Marfo, please, take it cool. We are all added them. Jen Ampofi Duku also says he wants a Jesse. Philippine Godot says Jesse. Hey, Justice Kwam as well, working with the Ministry of Agriculture. Good morning to all of you. But we have a lot to discuss.
Well, Serena Tiono is trending in the news. Everybody is talking about her. And yesterday, lawyers were arguing to and fro the country, and some people are asking the question that, okay, so she was sentenced to 10 years imprisonment, and she's been away 2 years out of the 10. Oh, no, is it 8? Yes. So maybe you can help us with some education this morning. What does the law say? If somebody was sentenced, well, maybe I won't come to you with that one. Maybe we should call the experts, because the way you are even reacted to me already, I don't even want to come with you for that one. But yeah, Serena Tiono is trending in the news. Everybody is talking about it. And this morning, we'll be taking a look through the events. Justice Abdullahi, as I mentioned, really is not an expert when it comes to law yet, but Justice Abdullahi will be joining us here to speak or have a conversation about it. You could also have your say. Send us messages on our Facebook feed and on all of our social media platforms. We'll do well to read all of them for you. Thank you very much for joining us. But yes, to our faithfuls, Randa Shell, Ebo Samoni, Kocho Denge, all of you watching this morning, thank you. And yesterday we had the German ambassador here in studio with us because we are talking about the climate today all the way in Tamale. We'll be crossing over intermittently, but that event is slated to start by 9:30 a.m. this morning. So we'll be bringing you coverage, extensive coverage of that one also. But thank you all for joining us this morning. We'll be taking a look at Sedina Atuonu's extradition back to Ghana to now start serving, or let's say continue serving her prison sentence. But whether it is now starting or it's to continue, of course, the experts will clarify for us this morning. You're very welcome. We're going to have a great show. Stay with us, and we do promise that you would not regret it. Rolly, what do we have for the big issue?
Well, so we'll discuss what the trending issue now, Sedina Atuonu coming to serve her sentence after that extradition from the U.S. And then subsequently, we're told that now the doctors as well as the nurses at the Komfo Anoche Teaching Hospital in the Ashanti Regional Capital, Kumasi, have now put down their tools. But we want to look at the substantive, and then also in the future, how can we preempt this? So all will be our four big issues this morning.
Okay.
For years, the name Sedina Atuonu has been tied to one of Ghana's most high-profile corruption prosecutions. Now, the former Maslock Chief Executive Officer is back in Ghana not to continue her trial, but to serve a sentence already handed down by the Accra High Court. She arrived at the Accra International Airport on Tuesday, June 9, aboard United Airlines flight UA 996 after departing from the United States. Officials of the Ghana Police Service and the Ghana Prison Service are said to have taken her into custody with the necessary administrative, security and medical processes underway before she formally begins serving her sentence. On April 16, 2019, Sedina Atuonu and Daniel Axim, a former chief operating officer of Maslock, were charged by the Attorney General. The two were accused of misappropriating public funds during Sedina's tenure as Maslock Chief Executive Officer between 2013 and 2016. The funds were meant to support Maslock operations, small businesses, loan beneficiaries, and vulnerable groups. But prosecutors said they were diverted, misapplied, or not properly accounted for. In 2021, Sedina Atuonu was granted permission by the High Court to travel abroad for medical reasons. But she did not return to Ghana to continue the trial. That decision became a major turning point in the case because the court later proceeded to try her in absentia. Her co-accused, Daniel Axim, remained in Ghana and participated in the proceedings. On April 16, 2024, the Accra High Court convicted Sedina Atuonu on multiple counts, including causing financial loss to the state, stealing, conspiracy to steal, money laundering, and breaches of the Public Procurement Act. She was sentenced to 10 years imprisonment with hard labor. Daniel Axim was also convicted and sentenced to 5 years imprisonment in hard labor. The court held that the offenses caused the state a financial loss of about 90 million cedis. Among the transactions cited were funds meant for a sensitization exercise for Maslock beneficiaries, money linked to support for victims of a market fire disaster, and procurement deals involving vehicles and mobile phones, which the court found had been inflated. After the conviction, Ghana began the process to bring Sedina Atuonu back home to serve a sentence. In July 2024, the Attorney General submitted a formal extradition request to the United States. This moved the case from a domestic corruption trial into an international legal process involving Ghanaian authorities, United States law enforcement agencies, and the U.S. courts. On January 6, 2026, U.S. Marshals arrested Sedina Atuonu in Nevada she was detained while the extradition proceedings continued. That arrest confirmed that Ghana's request had moved beyond diplomatic paperwork into enforcement action. On April 12, 2026, a United States District Court in Nevada certified Ghana's request for Sedina Tamaklo Atunu's extradition. The court found that the extradition treaty between Ghana and the United States was valid and enforceable. The court then committed her into the custody of the United States Marshal Service, pending the final surrender process. Now, on June 9, 2026, Sedina Tamaklo Atunu arrived in Ghana. According to the United States Embassy in Ghana, her extradition relates to a conviction on more than 70 corruption-related charges involving the embezzlement of more than $6 million equivalent in Ghanaian taxpayer funds. The embassy says the extradition reflects the strong law enforcement partnership between Ghana and the United States. It also says this is the first transfer of a fugitive from the United States to Ghana since 2009. For Ghana, this case is bigger than the return of one former public official. It raises questions about accountability. What remains now is a formal transfer into custody of the Ghana Prison Service, any legal steps the lawyers may take, and the wider issue of asset recovery. Noble Crosby-Annan, TV3 News, Accra.
Thank you, Noble. But welcome back in the studio as we continue to take a critical look at what appears to be one of the most observed, or let me say, one of the cases, corruption cases that a lot of people have closely watched over the last few years. And Roland is by the dashboard with some history for us on this particular corruption case.
And you find that from 2019, we had the trial commencing in itself, and then alongside the charges, we had multiple offenses, including causing financial loss to the state. And then, of course, by 2021, we had a permission granted by the High Court for her, as her lawyers advanced that in court, for her to seek some medical attention in the United States. And by 2023, the High Court granted orders for trial to proceed in her absence after she missed multiple times that she needed to be in court to defend herself alongside her lawyers. And so by 2024, she then was convicted in absentia with a 10-year sentence imposed subsequently. And so you take a look at where we are currently. The extradition request was made last 2 years. That will be in 2024 by July. And the approval subsequently was gotten early last year. The Attorney General's office continuing with that process. And so this year we had her extradited by the United States of America government. And subsequently, we expect that she'll begin a sentence as well. But, you know, you speak to others, they say that she has a right also to challenge that sentence as well, or that judgment in itself, and that has become the talk of town and public opinion swelling on the subject.
Anyway, we'll be joined online by private legal practitioner Justice Abdullahi, speaking to us this morning as we answer some of the questions on the minds of people. But Roland, people are mentioning and talking and asking questions that, okay, so in this case where she was tried in absentia and it was a 10-year prison directive that was given, at what point does the 10-year start? Did it start in 2024 when she was convicted, or it's going to start now that she has been extradited back into the country? That's the question many people are asking. And I also would love to ask Justice Abdullahi this morning that how difficult is it to get extradition processes to go through, your friend is saying, completion, as many people will ask, before final decisions are taken? Because what's happening to Ken Ofori-Atta? If we've been able to do that for Ationu, then why is the one for Ofori-Atta delaying? That's the question that many people are asking. And you know, the Attorney General is on his way to the U.S. to go and meet their legal team over there over some of these issues. And I know this will be topical. A lot of people will be talking about this one. These are some of the questions that people are asking this morning.
Well, you know that we also have an extradition act, and then we also have a treaty with the United States of America in the first place, and that also enjoins the United States if they found it reasonable, and then there's a case put forward by Ghana through the Attorney General's office for that to be undertaken. And if we're mindful of this request was put in back in 2024, and it's taken us almost 2 years to get here to be in Ghana.
Right.
And so if we give ourselves, and then we liken it to this case as well, it also means that we should expect over a year before the processes go through, because then also there has to be reasonable grounds and then due justification why you want him to be in Ghana. And so the Attorney General would then have to proceed on those steps. Okay, and we are told that Justice Abdullahi has joined us on the telephone lines this morning. Counsel, oh, okay, so he's on Zoom, joining us on Zoom this morning. Counsel, if you can hear us, a very good morning to you, and thank you for joining us.
Indeed. Good morning to everyone. It's been ages.
Yes, it's been ages. It's amazing to have you here this morning. And Counsel, my first question would be, is this a landmark moment for Ghana's legal and justice system?
Well, it suffices to say that this is a tokenism, especially in relation to our commitment to the fight against graft and our relationship with the United States, which has been a one-way traffic. It is very difficult to applaud this, or rely on this alone to make any value judgments and make any positive comments, particularly in relation to our commitment to how we support the United States in the fight against crime generally. I'll be hesitant to comment this as anything good.
Okay. And Counsel, this is one of the closely monitored corruption cases here in Ghana, if I may say so. Almost the entire country has been following for a long time. And yesterday we caught wind of the news that she's been extradited back into the country. Normally or legally, when a fugitive returns to the country through extradition, what are the processes? Does she go straight to the prisons or to the jail, or what are the processes that must precede that?
Yeah, ordinarily, you would want to verify if all the facts, the circumstances, the decisions as made are appropriately documented, and it's in relation to the person you are dealing with before processing him for court. Otherwise, in this particular case where we had to go through extradition, I would assume that all the processes had already been done. And so it's much straightforward that because we had the entire database built up for the extradition, everything is intact, and including maybe the warrants for his incarceration and everything else, which is the primary document that is needed, not necessarily the judgment, because that's built on the judgment. And so once you have all these, it should be a straightforward thing. There should be there's no bail at this point. There's everything else left to be done will just be verification to identify whether he's the same person we're dealing with, to confirm that indeed the conviction, there's no anything stopping the conviction and the sentence from being carried out. And once all these facts and circumstances are verified, it's much straightforward that the person will have to be sent to the appropriate place. But guaranteed that there's nothing like the person going back home for all these things to be checked, the background and the identity and all those things to be checked before he finally ends up in the appropriate detention center.
Okay, now let's talk about her legal team, because already we've been told that they are preparing to take the case back to court to go and appeal the sentence. What options does the legal team have at this point?
Good. So this is exactly why I was saying that on the basis of this, it's difficult for them to have for her to be home or to be admitted to bail, and this is why the legal team is taking this route, because there's absolutely no way she could have gone home. Secondly, in relation to the appeal, I think it is particularly the most Herculean task at this point for her and her legal team. And I say that not because there's always no room or is a zero chance, a watertight case, but the chances of success is really limited. First, because she left the country, if I understand, under the pretext of going for medical treatment, and then all opportunities were offered. If what we read is correct, she was offered all the opportunities, which is what she is required. What is required under the law, that she be given all those opportunities to make herself available. Now, remember, in law, once you are given the opportunities to make yourself available, and you span that opportunity, there is no more obligation on the court to give you any further opportunity. Anything else done subsequent to that is just out of the discretion of the court, and maybe out of the benevolence of the court, if you like. Because if you're given all the legal opportunities to avail yourself, you refuse to come. You have had all the opportunities to come. And so it makes your case quite difficult. And then worst part of this is that you waited, judgment was delivered, it went against you, you didn't mount an appeal. Admittedly, in criminal cases, there's almost no time limit for one to appeal. But if you are appealing in this particular case where you did not participate in the trial or fully participate in the trial and allowed everything to go with or without you, you've lost so much opportunities to have cross-examined, to have created doubt in the case of the prosecution. And so if you want to appeal, it's very difficult if the judge didn't make any grave error, either in the sentencing or in the conviction, for you to succeed in overturning the decision. Okay.
One of the many asked questions, and I would love to ask you that this morning, is it was a 10-year jail sentence. That was the judgment that was passed. She's been outside the country for 2 years out of the 10-year sentence. What's the case now? Is she serving an 8-year term now that she's returned to Ghana, or the 10-year starts now?
Okay, so the 10 years first commences the day she commences her sentence, and not the day the judgment was passed. Okay. And so in this particular case, it will be from the day she officially commences her sentence. And then the second, the 10-year sentence, I think this one is fundamental, that it is not exactly 10 years that she's going to be in custody. So for those of us who are waiting for her to be in custody from assuming she goes, let's say, this month, to come back in 2036 June, I think we may be disappointed, because 10 years means something different in the eyes of the law. It's largely about 8 months. And so worst case scenario, if everything goes as we envisage, she shouldn't spend more than 8 years in custody.
Okay, all put together with the deductions and all of that. But from your legal perspective, what precedent does this set for other public office holders?
I would want to believe that this would have been a deterrent for everyone else who feels that the United States would be a safe haven after having allegedly stolen our money and making away with our public resources. But unfortunately, it's a very difficult conclusion to make, considering the state of Riate's case and generally the posture the United States presents to Ghana when we have these issues. It doesn't come across as something that we can rely on as a deterrent if you do not secure the person here and get our conviction. Chances are that we may not necessarily have the benefit of what we need and then we not necessarily have maybe the soundbite to sound the warning to all others that, even if it takes 100 years, you will still come back to serve your term. I mean, it's very difficult to make that kind of conclusion.
Okay. And now Roland is going to come in, but before he comes in, I would love to ask, do you think that this Sediness case would influence in the future how our courts deal with corruption cases, especially pertaining to people who travel outside the country or people who are tried in absentia?
So typically, what our judicial system, particularly the law in relation to bail, offers is exactly what happened in Vietnam's case, is to prevent the entire backbone of a bail application or the grant of bail is to prevent the person or suspect from being from escaping. And so you typically would have to convince the court that you are not at a flight risk, i.e. you will not run away should you be admitted to bail. And if you remember, just a couple of days ago, Abronya, for instance, had a similar issues with the court when he failed to submit his passport. He was reincarcerated until the passport was surrendered. Now, this reaffirmed that we already have this system in place. How this happened and how I suspect she sought leave from the court to go for medical treatment or whatever the objective was. And so it was arguably one of the genuine cases of a judge being reasonable and allowing a known person to attend things of this nature. Unfortunately, she took advantage of the system, allegedly, and then it has brought us to where we are now. Obviously, if you want to rely on this alone as a basis to put in place stringent measures, you would be doing a lot more injustice to innocent persons who genuinely need this kind of medical treatment and all of that. But obviously, it should be a clarion call on all of us to see how best we can streamline things going forward.
Okay, really.
And this also has aroused the curiosity of many discussants, especially on the social media platforms, about the related matter about Ken Ofori-Atta as well. When you were talking about international law and then also our own laws, how then does this case also fit into the urge within the public discourse about actions that need to be taken by the AG in respect of that?
Roland, you would have noticed that international law is really what a particular country decides it is. I do not think that international law students, including yourself, have forgotten that international law is really nothing but the commitment of individual countries to commit to what is alleged to be the law. Anything short of that, there's really no law to be called international law, because countries, powerful countries, have consistently defied these ones. And so it's nothing to rely on in today's world as a form of protection or form of safeguard for anything. But having said that, I think that if we look at Ofori-Atta's case as a case study, I think it presents a rather complex issue to all of us. First, we are dealing with a person who is allegedly taking steps to streamline his stay in the United States. We all know that as part of the policies of the United States, if you're a criminal or if you have any background, crime as part of your background checks, if it comes up, you are likely to be refused or denied even entry, ordinarily entry. You are likely to be denied that. But unfortunately, we also have within this same complex a stance by the government of the United States seeking literally every money from every corner of the world to come in, and to the point where literally dishing out, if you like, golden PR cards to people who are willing to part ways with money. So we have a conflict of the policies of the United States itself against itself. And then we have this almost clear case of a finance minister trying to make away with public resources and all of that. And of course, being of interest to the Republic of Ghana, even if he has not done anything wrong and is of interest to your counterpart country. Ordinarily, this shouldn't be too difficult a task to repatriate or send him back to the Republic. But I'm sure because of all these contradictory policies of the United States and the stance taken, it's becoming more and more difficult for them to simply just let him off the hook and all that. So I think it's just a complex case for them rather than for us, because our interest is one. We suspect a former finance minister to have committed specific crimes, bring him back. This should have ordinarily been the easiest. In fact, if you remember in Tamaklo's case, I predicted that her presence in Ghana shouldn't take more than a month from the day she was arrested, because her case is rather completely different from Oforiatta's case, who is yet to be convicted, who is even yet to be on trial. But in Tamaklo's case, she had been put on trial, she had participated partly in the trial processes, and she had been convicted. And everything was intact. So there's nothing like being witch hunt but all the available defenses that Oforiatta had or has is not available to Tamaklo. Yet it has taken us this long for her to be here. And so it tells you the extent to which the United States or the State Department or the government itself is dealing with this matter. Either they're using it as a bargaining chip or for reasons that may not be known in the public at this moment.
Okay. All right. So subsequently then, what should we be doing now? What should be our expectation? That pickup, she has to straight away be sent to Insawam, or who within the judicial process needs to take that decision?
So at this point, once she's been brought, if you remember, the Attorney General informed us that she's been sent to the police and the prison services for the onward processes. So what I would expect is that if they do not, the Attorney General doesn't have the judgment and everything else, of course, which is, it's just to say the least. Everything should be available. It should be made available to the appropriate detention center. In this particular case, the prison service, and they would normally liaise with the judiciary, particularly the court that made the orders. And once confirmations are made and identities confirmed, I think it should be a matter of course that she be sent straight to the appropriate prison for her to commence her sentence. I don't think this should take more than a week. That would be too far, too long, unless, of course, there are complications unknown to us.
Well, thank you so much, Lawyer Justice Abdullahi, and helping us with the discussion this morning. Quite interesting, Cookie, if you take a look at what the public opinion is, and then also in law what the position is and the opinion they are espousing.
Well, many people are saying that this is some victory as we fight corruption in this country. You know how a lot of people have been complaining that reports are brought out in the limelight about people who have embezzled money, corruption cases here and there, but nothing is done to them. Well, some people are jubilating and saying that at least for once, justice has been served. She's been brought back to face her prison sentence. Many of you are commenting on it on Facebook, and Kenneth Sela Yusuf says, the Maslok CEO's extradition is a good move, but Ghanaians need Oforiatta more. Big thanks to Huhuhu for your jerseys, but Roland's number should have been number 9. Extend my greetings to one of your ardent viewers, Honorable Weekends, DJ More Life in Boli. All right, we hear you. I think I saw a message from Guy G. Guy G, good morning to you. And he says, the Sedina matter should not be confused with the Ken Oforiatta case. Under Ghanaian law and the U.S. extradition treaty, extradition requests must be made through the Attorney General. Yet, the same Attorney General is currently before the courts challenging the powers of the Office of the Special Prosecutor to initiate prosecutions independently. The case against Ken Oforiatta is by the same OSP, whose power the AG disputes. All right. Moving on to more messages here. Good morning, everyone. From Kennedy, he says, the country is really in the hands of politicians, because if this was a politician, I don't think this will go far. They should tell us when they will bring back Ken Oforiatta. Humadu Sichope says, the Suriname Tamaklo case raises both factual and legal questions. While some allegations depended on evidence of how funds and contracts were handled, other aspects, particularly those relating to cost and financial loss, unauthorized commitments and procurement procedures, could turn on the interpretation of the law and the powers of public officials. The government settlement of the approximately 62 million Ghana cedi Maslok vehicle procurement obligation in 2018 remains part of the public debate. However, the courts distinguished between honoring a contractual obligation and determining whether the actions that created that obligation were lawful. With Sedinam Tamaklo now facing a 10-year sentence, any remaining questions about the legal basis of the conviction or whether the sentence should stand as imposed are matters that can only be conclusively resolved through the appellate process and ultimately the Supreme Court if the case reaches that level. Quite a lengthy one from Humadu Sichope, but yes, I've read it. Thank you very much for sending
a lot of
your
comments. So this one's coming from Zilis Dwayne. Good morning to you, Zilis Dwayne, who lives in the UK. Says that no one is above the law and crime doesn't have an expiry date. Next is Ken Oforiatta and puts in. And then also we have Master Planner Jr. Giving us a message. But before then, let me just read this one from Guy G, who says, for the extradition of the convicted...
I read that.
Okay. The Master Planner Jr., policy analyst Kintampo says that Sedinam Tamaklo is back. A court has already dealt with the case and she was found guilty at stealing Ghana's money. Let us all focus on her case and leave Ken Oforiatta alone. No court has found him guilty of stealing any money. If anyone has any proof of Ken Oforiatta committing any offense, they should haul him before the court. Just like Sedinam Tamaklo, he can be tried in absentia. They should stop the noise. And Kwekweron says that we don't want to hear the Attorney General filing any nolle prosequi in this case. Well, this one we have a conviction already, so there's also a judgment, so to speak. So it's only the president who can subsequently then offer her or give her a pardon, as the Constitution enjoins the president to.
Prince Henry Kufuridia says the NPP should know that what goes around will surely come around. The NPP can be happy today that Madame Sedinam is back to serve her jail term. The NPP should be happy when the law bites any NPP member. The future is pregnant. All right. Really, do you have more?
Yeah, more messages coming through. And subsequently, this one also is coming from, Sherry Giovanni. Good morning to you. In as much as we're grateful that she's been extradited home to serve her sentence, we also have to be wary about the consequences, and it's good. They should leave Ken Oforiatta out of all the issues. And then Michael Asumeni in Tema says that, wish Shalom Asibi of Tema a happy birthday for me. I'm just watching you currently. And so Shalom Asibi of Tema, happy birthday to you from Michael Bodu Asumeni. Kwesi Mensah also sends us a message as well. It says that we are waiting for you in the United States for the World Cup. Well, Cookie will be coming next week. At least that's what I'm thinking she will do. Prince Henry Kofodia says that the NPP should know that what goes... Oh, you've read that.
Yes, I have.
You did that.
Aziz Nola says, U.S. should now release Ken Oforiatta to us. If he doesn't want to be in Accra, he can be sent to WA. Anyway, thank you so much for all of your messages. We couldn't read all of them, but we do thank you. One more time, thank you very much for our jerseys. We'll be rocking them tomorrow and next week to support the Black Stars as well. But in other news happening today at 10 a.m. in Tamale, TV3 in partnership with the German Embassy in Accra presents Climate Talks 2026. You can see that on your screens right now. It's under the theme Building Climate Security Resilience in Ghana. Now, join the discussion on climate-induced conflicts and community resilience in northern Ghana, featuring the German ambassador to Ghana, Frederick Langshoff. Now, watch live from Panier Guest Lodge, Tamale, today, this morning, 10 a.m. But we will start crossing over from, I'm sure, 9:30 this morning. It would also be streaming live on all our digital platforms. Don't miss this important conversation on shaping Ghana's climate future. All right. Now, remember to pack up your day also. It's available everywhere in this country. Pack up your day the Milky Way with a rich, smooth taste of Peck Milk Shortcake. It is pure delight. We take a break. When we come back, the big issue will be here.
Sweden, Switzerland, Susia, Turkey, USA, Uzbekistan, Uruguay, Ivory Coast. Let's play football.
looking also at the subject matter being the main theme or the topic, climate-induced conflict and community resilience in northern Ghana, with the German ambassador also in the seat. So promises to be quite exacting. Now let's go to Chris Yale. No, Chris Amwako. Chris Amwako, good morning.
Good morning, Roland.
Yeah, well, how are the preparations? Are we taking off at 10, as indicated?
Yes, so Roland, the setup is done. As it stands now, the participants are even beginning to arrive. Some of them were here as early as 6:45. The setup is, as can be seen in the background, the backdrop, everything is ready for the engagement to begin at 10 a.m. And so the anticipation level of the people of the Greater Tamale Metropolis, the northern region, and other adjoining regions are high because issues of climate change has been a major concern for the people here. Talk about farmer header conflict, talk about the rainfall pattern that has even changed over the years because people are unable to predict rainfall patterns again. And so the people of the north are ready to be part of this engagement, to also contribute to this discussion today. And so, Roland, yes, the participants who have arrived already are ready. When the rest joined by 10 a.m., we'll be commencing this particular engagement here in the northern part of the country. Roland, don't forget that if you come up north, the preoccupation of the people is farming. And so when we talk about climate change, the farmers are, in this part of the country are the most affected. And so any discussion that has to do with climate change is something that the people are interested in. The second aspect of it has to do with its impact on the socio-economic activities of the people, and as well as the environment and how it affects their daily livelihood. And so, Roland, I must say that setup is done. Participants are beginning to arrive in anticipation of whatever discussion that will be taking place today.
And you pointed out adequately that the subject matter of the effect of the climate across northern Ghana makes the theme even quite important. Overall, what have been your own experiences for which the theme could also very much relate to and improve livelihoods?
Yes, so Roland, if you look at farmer header conflict, which is one of the topical issues, for instance, over the years, even in recent times, we have issues of farmer header conflict. Not too long ago, about a year ago, in the North Gonja district, that is the Daboya area, they were this issues of farmer header conflicts where we had over 200 cattle dying in a day because the cattle allegedly went into straight into someone's farm. After he reported, there was this misunderstanding, and the next day it was alleged that he kept some chemicals on his crops. The animals went and ate, and they all died. This is a recent one. There were instances in the Gushegu, Karaga area where we had a full Fulani community being raised down, and as a result of this farmer header conflict, if you go to the mining areas, especially in the Bole Bamboy area, we have instances where these animals stray into mining concessions, and there are misunderstandings between the Fulani, the herdsmen, and the miners, which has resulted in some issues of farmer header conflict. In the East Gonja municipality of the Savannah region as well, about 2-3 years ago, some incidents of that sort occurred. And so it's a daily thing that occurs here, first of all, because especially in the drying season, these animals do not get the grass here to graze. You know that we have one rainy season, which starts somewhere June. We are currently in the rainy season. Farmers are preparing their farms ahead to be able to plant for the farming season. And so around this time, the animals also, after the crops begin to germinate till the dry season, the animals sometimes stray into farms around this time. But during the dry season, it is very, very serious because that is where the animals do not get grass to graze. And so they stray into people's farm and sometimes destroy the farm. And that leads to some of these issues. And so a very topical issue, one that is of concern to the people of the northern parts of the country that they've been battling with over the period. But quickly, Roland, I'll just introduce some of the guests who are already here to engage them briefly. I have here a Vice Dean of the Faculty of Sustainable Development at the University for Development Studies. Professor Bukari is here. In fact, two of them from the University for Development Studies have been here since 6:45, waiting for the other participants to join. Prof, you've been here as early as 6:45 to be part of this engagement. One of the topics that when I spoke to you off camera, you told me that was of interest to you is the farmer-header conflict. Briefly tell us about your expectations of this engagement and what you have to say, having lived in the northern parts of the country all your life.
All right. Thank you very much. My understanding is that this topic has to do with conflict, climate change, and conflict, climate change, and something related to that. Exactly. Yes. Conflict, climate change, and something related to that. Yeah. The northern part of Ghana generally is within it constitutes the semi-arid part of the country compared to the remaining part of the country. And as a result of the climatic condition, we face, some kind of a constraint. I mean, shrinking of water and then land resources. But unfortunately, fortunately, we are better off than some other parts of the West African sub-region. For example, areas around Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, they have sub-Saharan climatic conditions. Is that okay? And for that matter, they have sub-Saharan climatic conditions. And for that matter, they have more arid conditions. And then this is where the Fulani herders are more, dominant. Okay. And then they tend to be nomadic. Because of the harsh climatic conditions there, they tend to be nomadic. So they take advantage of the improved conditions of the northern part of Ghana here to migrate towards here. And then at the end of the day, they engage in competition with our farmers for water resources and then land. Is that okay? And given the fact that this area is already facing desertification, the fertile lands are limited. The water resources are limited. So that creates some kind of competition among farmers and whatever. Now, these herders take advantage of the ECOWAS protocol on transhumance. So that is why sometimes it's difficult to deal with. So I'm expecting that the participants will give us a highlight on the details of this farmer-herder conflict and then what is being done about it.
You have done some research work in this field. We want to find out from you, how serious is this situation in this part of the country?
It is very serious because when the Fulani herdsmen allow their cattle to encroach on the farmers' crops, is that okay? It leads to crop destruction. Is that okay? It leads to crop destruction. And also, this is coupled with the fact that, desertification already impacts on negative, low productivity. Is that okay? So when that happens, productivity is low, and that causes, the energetic youth to migrate to down south to look for other, occupational opportunities. Besides that, they also pollute the water bodies. They compete with the water sources for, in terms of, water sources for their cattle. Is that okay? Then the water is also being polluted by these animals. Is that okay? So that makes the issue of water insecurity also come up. Is that okay? So it is one of the contributing factors to migration of the youth.
Okay. Yes, so Roland, he basically mentioned migration and security issues. And one of the issues that has come up has to do with its consequences on security, where we talk about issues of climate change, because once these farmers and herders have this misunderstanding, it becomes a security issue. And so this morning we are expecting to see the Northern Regional Minister in attendance, because he's the chairman of the Regional Security Council. We also have the Savannah Regional Minister, Honorable Salisu Biawerebe, who will also be in attendance, because they all head the Savannah Regional Security Council and the Northern Regional Security Council, because these issues automatically become security issues. So I have another lecturer from the University for Development Studies who's also been here to talk about the general socio-economic issues when it comes to climate change. Your expectations from this engagement. I remember when Prof reached out that UDS, and for that matter, you are interested in being part of this engagement. And so you are most welcome, but tell us initial comments about this engagement and your expectations.
Yeah, thank you very much for the opportunity. I mean, when I had the information concerning the program, I said this is one of the good things the country should be banking on. For today, I'm expecting us to have knowledge on climate change and climate variability, because these two things are not the same. People try to, misrepresent the two terminologies. You know, for climate change, it occurs over decades. But when you talk about climate variability, these are short-term occasions that take place. So I'm expecting that today the panels will speak to this, let us know the causes that are therein. They also want to know how they can mitigate the issues arising from both the changes taking place and the variability that occurs.
All right, I will have to wrap up here and hand over to Roland in the studios to take over. But let me remind our viewers that just recently in 2023, a dry spell hit 8 regions in the country, causing the country millions of Ghana cedis. The finance ministry then had to release some monies for these affected farmers. And so, Roland, this is what is happening here in Tamale. The climate change engagement is about starting, because guest participants have begun arriving here at the Pioneer Lodge in Tamale.
Well, so that is it, and we'll quickly just do our introduction of our guests this morning, and we'll get to see who is already seated by the table. And again, I told you, Michael Bodu Asumening, who lives in Tema, says it's a happy birthday to Shalom Asebi. And Shalom, happy birthday to you, the beautiful, intelligent Shalom from Michael Bodu Asumening, a.k.a. Mensa. But let me just quickly introduce to you. I have Alfred Thompson, he's right here. Alfred Thompson is going to contest. Alfred Kojo Thompson is going to contest for the treasurer at the national level for the New Patriotic Party. When nominations are open, he's going to pick his nomination form. So far, whatever he will say, he's campaigning. Good morning to you.
When I say good morning, it's campaigning. I shouldn't say good morning.
No, I didn't mean it that way. Please, I retract. I retract.
Good morning, Roland. How are you doing?
I'm well.
Greetings from Dr. Mahmoud Baumia and
Samira.
Lady Samira. As some people get jittery when I mention their names.
Incoming.
And also, I take this opportunity to wish my mom, who celebrated her birthday on Monday, 83 years of good life and good living.
I remember 3 or 4 years ago, you did a big celebration for her. 80. That was 80. 80. No, you didn't invite me, but you talked about it on the show. Let it end.
I invited you. Maybe because I'm not part of your people, you didn't come.
You're part of my people.
Which of them?
Now, let me also introduce lawyer Bernard Bediako.
The National Communications Officer.
He's also a legal practitioner, member of parliament for Akwitia. Good morning to you. Lawyer Bediako. Everything cool?
You know, when you're in power, you decide when to show up. So he came very, very late, but that's okay.
Are you sure? He came later.
He came very, very late.
Oh,
and that's why those are some of the attractions of office. You can decide to show up wherever you want.
So
I didn't do come very late.
So as far as the audience are concerned,
he came very late. That's why I'm reporting the real life. He came very late.
Propaganda.
Propaganda. Is it not true? Didn't you come very late?
And then Dr. Jebunte Zato is here.
And I was very punctual. I came at the right time, and I was sitting down here, okay, and doing it. My honorable decided that he's going to come very late because he's in power. So you are shaking your head. Is it not true? I came here with you, and Thompson, and then he came now. So
today is a long time you're wearing black.
Yes. No. So I have a very nice shirt here made by me by a very brilliant, a designer. She's amazing, you know. So after this, you can go to my Facebook. Don't mention the name, say. Their name is Bellish Stitches. Bellish Stitches. Amazing. Last week they did a very nice one. This week too, they've done this very nice one. No, we have to help Ghanaian businesses grow. It's very important, right? Help them grow. Belly Stitches, they are very amazing. They do nice ones. They make me look good and best. And I hope if you want, contact them on social media, and they'll do your nice things for you.
Exactly. Even opposition, you are looking good.
So I can imagine Roland says he's going to do one for them, okay? And they'll do one for Solomon too.
Belly Stitches.
Belly Stitches. They are really nice.
President of the Common Sense family, Director Communication, UP. How are you?
I'm good, and let me say that I think 3 or 4 days ago, the president was in the UK and said that the chiefs were also part of the problem in terms of flooding. But let me here single out one chief in the Greater Accra region who is doing marvelously well. Contrary to the assertion that some chiefs are selling their lands indiscriminately, I think Nidanso, the chief of Dansoman, I have taken it upon myself to be investigating chiefs who are selling lands indiscriminately in the Greater Accra region. And I happen to have been to the Dansoman area, and I looked at the work that Nidanso is doing, and it's amazing. And I believe that his traditional area must give him all the needed support to be able to regularize the lands and his planning. So Nidanso, wherever you may be, good morning to you and your subjects. You are doing an amazing job that all other chiefs in the region must emulate.
All right. Ideally, I should be starting from Lawyer Bediakum, but the MPP had clamored for Sedina Tamaklo to be brought in. Indeed, the whole process for her extradition started back in July 2024. And Mr. Thompson, you say that that's a good step.
That is a good step. Where is she now?
She's in Ghana.
Where? In Ghana. That's what I want to know. Where in Ghana? We all are assuming that she's in Ghana. Where in Ghana?
What's your point?
You all assuming that she's down. Where? We're in this country when Kelby Taylor was brought down and he was staying in the vice president's villa, being guarded by security and everything. So anything could happen. So we need to know.
You haven't produced evidence to that. Every day you keep saying that.
We need to know. We need to know what is going on. Fine, they brought a good move. So far, so good. But the truth is that, what next? I saw all over social media, including their own person, Franklin Kujo, stating that they shouldn't go and file an only prosecute or go and file something and tell them that, now the charges have been dropped because it was fake and false and everything. Let's hope it doesn't happen. Because we all want to see the good and the good for everything. And this morning, sitting in the car too, I was hearing that they said now the Attorney General is not going to do a radio advert, but he's flying to the US to go and negotiate for Ken, which is a far better offer than coming to sit on air and announcing that this person has caused criminality in the country and that, which is the modus operandi of himself. Now we are seeing that maybe he's going to negotiate and do something good for the country. So, Akwaba said, we want to know where she is actually. Which of the prisons? Well, is it in Sawam? Is it, what do you call it? The one in Central Region? Ankafo.
No. Ankafo prisons.
Yeah, Ankafo prisons, or which one? We want to know where she is. Maybe we'll visit her and give her some lunch. She needs it.
How does all this, again, paint the picture of Ghana's commitment to make sure that if you commit a crime, irrespective of who you are, you'll come and serve your sentence if judgment is given?
You see, I wanted to quickly, because last time on the air, I listed some of the things that she was accused of doing. I wish I could get it immediately. You know, various charges. It wasn't only one, it wasn't two. It was, I think, about 3 or 4.
Yeah.
One was the fire victims' money she spent. The other was some refund that someone gave and she spent. In fact, she misappropriated some money, I think a total of 170, but she misappropriated some. And there was a third charge. I'll try and get it to us. Maybe the others are doing this thing. But it tells us straight away that, you know, I always say that whether you like it or not, once you do something wrong, it will always catch up with you. I mean, look at what has gone on. Her name being called here and there. And you know, especially in Ghana, this is not really something that they usually put women to doing that. They believe that when you give them positions, they really manage their place very well. So everybody was expecting something better than what has happened. But it's happened. So what's the way forward? The way forward is to make sure that we don't get people repeating such offenses or such misconduct as we are seeing today. And people should take a cue from that, yes. One was the Adria microfinance incident. She embezzled 500,000, originally disbursed as a loan to a microfinance company for vulnerable entrepreneurs. The second one was the Cantonment to fire victims. Out of the 1.4 million meant to support the market victims of a fire inferno, she misappropriated a large portion, disbursing only 579,800 Ghana cedis. The sensitization fund, she misappropriated over 1.7 million meant for a poverty alleviation sensitization exercise, where out of over 85,300 intended beneficiaries, only a tiny fraction of the money was actually spent on the people. So these are the 3 main charges that was leveled against her. So if she's come back and she's come to serve her 10-year sentence, I believe that it's a sign of a warning to any other, especially with what we are seeing these days. If you don't know and you think you can just do what you want and walk away scot-free, definitely the law will catch up with you. Because I have always believed in one thing, that if God gives you the chance to serve, you serve with your whole heart and your whole mind. The monies meant for people should be given to people. That shouldn't be your jackpot, or that shouldn't be the yardstick for you to say that, oh, this is my time, so let me make good use of what I'm getting. You should go all out and make sure that you serve and serve well and leave a legacy. And that, at the moment, she hasn't done, because if she had done anything good at all, it means that what we are seeing today has wiped out all the good that she's done while she was serving. And I'll plead and I'll use this medium to at least plead to everyone who is serving that when they give you the chance, use the place wisely. Do not use it as a place where you think, I've gotten the jackpot, so now let me make the best use of it. And that's what I'll say.
Right.
But to end it all, we need to know where she is.
Where she is.
Yeah.
We've come to the point where now the public opinion is that we're going to have the president some point in time in serving her sentence, offer her some prerogative of mercy by giving her clemency. You think that's far-fetched? That's very preemptive?
Good morning to you and my senior brothers here, as well as your viewers. To the people of Ghana, to His Excellency, we thank God for bringing him back to continue with the work he's been doing. You see, I'm not too sure where this is coming from, and I would not join in speaking about it, because I think that I don't have any evidence to the effect that there is even such a position being contemplated by His Excellency. Not at all. I mean, I don't think. But you see, let me see a few things. I think that it will serve a very great purpose this morning to bring certain things to light.
For clarity.
For clarity.
Okay.
First and foremost, do you know that there is a pending appeal in this matter?
There is?
Yes, there is. Mm-hmm. There is a pending appeal in this matter. I'll come to the matter proper. Now, the appeal, when, you know, in our criminal jurisprudence, the right to appeal is within 3 months after conviction. And then with the leave of the court, another 3 months. So put together 6 months. Now, so the 6 months, of course, has elapsed. It doesn't necessarily shut the door, but in that case, you have to file a special process for extension of time to appeal. This is tried with lawyers as practitioners. Okay. Do you understand? So their lawyers, her lawyers did that and got the court to grant them that leave to appeal. As at the 12th day of February 2026, they had filed their submissions, written submission. I have a copy here, about 78 page. Wow. Yes, it's been filed. These things must be brought to the fore so people know. And it's within her right. It's a legal remedy available to her, especially, Roland, as she was tried in absentia. That point must be made. That she wasn't heard after a prima facie case was established against her. In fact, the trial started, I think she was charged sometime on the 30th day of January 2019. As at the 10th day of January 2022, she wasn't in court. That was the first time she wasn't in court. So between the 30th day of January 2019 to the 10th day of January 2022, she was always in court. That point must also be made.
Up to 2022?
22. Because the case traveled from 2019 to 2024. It was in 2022 that she did not appear in court as of January. And her lawyer, I think the former bar president in the Greater Accra region, Jakpasu. What happened on the day was that the court requested her presence, and let me also tell you what happened. She had been granted bail, admitted to bail, and she sought leave of the court to travel outside. She didn't run, and that point must also be made clear.
For medical?
For medical, you know all this. And we have to put the matters in the proper perspective. So she went on this medical. The court granted that leave, and she left. So, after she left, what we do not know is what happened within the period. How much time she needed. So at some point, the court, of course, did not have information. The court requested of her lawyers to provide information about her medical status. And her lawyers were not too sure. Her lawyers couldn't, let me put it bluntly, provide exactly what the issues were. And so the court, the state, through the Attorney General, requested for her to be tried in absentia, and the court granted it. These are all the legally accepted procedure, and so there is nothing wrong with it. So she was then tried in absentia. So all the accusations that were put before her, but let me also state that the fact that you are tried in absentia, lawyers know this, doesn't mean your lawyers can't be there. So if you are tried in absentia, your lawyers can still be there and advance.
I want to ask that, yeah.
Yes, your lawyers can be there. It happens. So her lawyers were there, but the only challenge is that after the determination of a prima facie case, when the state had conducted its case and was done, a determination of whether there is a case for her to answer came up. Their lawyers were of the view that the state had not been able to prosecute the matter, but the court disagreed. So she was called upon to open her defense, and she wasn't available. So that is why we say that she wasn't heard, not because the court didn't allow her, but she wasn't available to be heard. Now, this is it. After she was not heard, a determination was made. Let me also state that there were 78 counts, not 4. 78. We don't have time for me to go through all that.
He was not reading the counts.
Okay.
He was only,
No problem. But it's 78. For instance, let me, just one. We are told by the state that there was this 1.5 million that Maslow gave to a certain company, Obatampa. Now, up for business, whatever, as loan. Then, that's what the state is saying. Madam Sedinam also advanced a further 500,000 through Maslow to them, but gave some conditions. That's what the state is saying, that in terms of the interest rate and all that. Now, what we are hearing is that the Obatampa people thought that the rate was too high in terms of the, what do you call it, the interest. So they returned the money. But we are told that Madam Sedinam said, no, it should be in cash. It should be in cash rather than the check.
That's put before the court.
Put before the court. And therefore, they are saying that their investigations refute.
According to what the facts.
Yes. So according to, the fact as I've read, states that she refused to take the check and took cash.
Yes.
They are saying that their investigations prove that 500,000 was never reflected in the accounts of Maslow. So that is what they conclude, that on the basis of that, she took the cash. That's stealing, if it happened. Good. In a matter like this, I personally think that she should be heard. She should be heard.
That's your personal position.
But my personal position. She should tell us what happened.
But the prosecution did adduce evidence to that effect.
The evidence of her taking the money?
There was receipts.
There was receipt of payment. But where the money was kept or who took the money, of course, there was no evidence to that. I followed this matter. But I'm saying that...
We all did, yes.
Yeah, so I'm saying that she should be granted that hearing. Where is the money? But you see, it's not the court's fault. Let me emphasize that. You were also given an opportunity. You were not there.
We have a court of competent jurisdiction.
Yes.
And based on what the prosecution presented itself,
yes,
and then also the defense counsels as well.
The defense counsel, let me help you. The defense counsel only cross-examined. They didn't put across the case of Sedinam. They couldn't have, because it's a criminal matter. She should be heard. They couldn't have. It's not a civil matter. Let's educate our viewers. In fact, in a civil matter, when the judgment is like that, nobody is disputing the judgment. In a civil matter, this judgment could be set aside. In a civil matter, for lack of hearing or for not grant. Look, that is the first principle of law. The odi otrem partem rule. You must be heard. In fact, and it's coming from the point where we hear and we say that even God granted Adam a hearing before passing a verdict on him. That why did you do what I did? And so that's the first thing. Anytime a person is not heard, it is enough grounds to vacate a decision. But this is a criminal trial. At the moment, nobody is saying that it is not proper, because the court granted, if you are granted the opportunity to be heard and you don't avail yourself to be heard, that's not the court's problem. But I'm saying that is what they filed an appeal, and they've raised issues. If you read the what do you call it, the submissions, you would understand what the lawyers are seeking to raise. I'm not too sure where they've gotten to now, but that's at February they filed their submissions. For me, it is a proper conviction. Nobody is saying that it's not a proper conviction. But she also has a lot of rights under the law to explore. If she decides to explore those rights, nobody should have issues with her.
So you're laying the issues bare?
Bare. That is
so
what
she should go ahead, serve the sentence, but
of course,
she also has
as we speak, he asked her whereabouts. Okay.
Where is she?
She is with the police now. The spokesperson for the government has stated categorically that the police has taken custody of her and preparing her for the prison's facility. She will surely be there. As a government, we do not look. Is there any evidence that, yes, the former government started the extradition process? Did we in any way encumber it? We never came to say that no, because he was an appointee of President Mahama, we are seeking to hold the process. The process went on. She's been brought. The president's spokesperson or the minister for communication has stated categorically that we got him. He's with us. She's with us. We are preparing her to serve her sentence. What she does beyond what the government would do, as in putting her to in prison. What she does is her personal right, and nobody can also take that away from her. If she goes through the process, of course, why? A court granted the state's plea for Mr. Dr. Atuforsen, if you remember, for him to open his defense in that case. He went on appeal, and the Court of Appeal quashed that decision. The same judge, her ladyship, Fiabutri. So we are saying that there is nothing wrong with her exploring the rights under the law. But the state at the moment has a conviction, and we have to follow through to make sure she serves her sentence. And this is what we are doing. The state will never shield her. Let me emphasize. For any reason, she has to serve her sentence. If a higher court vacates this decision, that's her to her advantage, and nobody can begrudge her. But at the moment, she is a convict. She has to serve her sentence, and that's exactly what the state is doing.
Dr. Zato, you say that the commitment of the states, and hearing because the extradition process started in July 2024 and subsequently continued by the Office of the Attorney General currently in the Mahama administration, you could say that there's overall commitment to this, that if you commit a crime, we've had a judgment pass, you're supposed to serve this sentence, and you're not available, it's an absentia, but there's an extradition appeal to the US, and that has been met. It also means that it shows a certain commitment, is that not it?
Well, thank you, and good morning. And I must say, I enjoyed listening to the lawyer. He's done an excellent job of what we call spinning.
The lawyer has spin.
The tag is a spin doctor. He has spin this thing so nicely that I'm impressed. The reason is that he's spinning in such a way to prepare grounds, to prepare our minds for whatever might happen.
Why do you say that that component of a submission is, so to speak, propaganda or spinning?
I didn't say propaganda, I said spinning. I'll tell you, I'm coming, I'm saying that it's spin, excellent spin. He's telling you that this woman could literally walk tomorrow. Yeah. And then when he does, hide behind the laws of this country. He's telling you that this woman could be given, look, whatever happens to her, if you see her on your streets tomorrow, if you see her at a party tomorrow, whatever you see her, the lawyer has made a case that it's all legal. It's all just. It's all
I don't understand. You said that he's.
I'm saying that is a spin he's giving. That's a spin.
He's laid a good table.
Very good, very fertile ground for that case. He's preparing our minds that don't be shocked if tomorrow you go to a birthday party and see Said Natamaklo there. Don't be shocked tomorrow if you see Said Natamaklo at a party saying a Yezu, a Yeza. Don't be surprised because he's telling you that these are the issues that can happen. And that is what I'm scared. I'm not the only one scared about it. Manasseh Azura would be scared about it. What's his name? Bentel, not Bentel, the other one. Imani Kujo. Franklin Kujo is scared about it. All rational thinking Ghanaians are scared about this. They are scared about it because they're asking themselves a question. What exactly is going to happen? And they're also asking because they do not have a lot of faith in the current Attorney General. Wow. And I will tell you why. Because they mentioned it. Franklin Kujo actually said, dear AG...
Don't quote Franklin, you.
No. I'm letting my grounds. If you tell me. Actually ask the question. That I actually asked the Attorney General, dear AG, don't do this. Why does he think it is necessary for him to ask the Attorney General, don't do this? I will tell you why. But first of all, immediately before I do that, there's a question about foreign policy and national interest. The Americans have sent us Said Natamaklo. In exchange for what?
I don't understand.
In American national policy, they don't do anything just a favor. They don't do anything for free. Whatever foreign policy America is pursuing is to protect one thing alone, America's national interests.
Thank you.
They don't do things for free. There has to be an interest, a rational interest established for them when they are pursuing their national policy. What is it here? Watch this space. You will see it very soon. Because look, remember so long we said they talk about boot tricker and they talk about all those things, we talk about what is happening. I'm saying watch this space and see what the rational self-interest of America, because they have a very nice way of pursuing it, of protecting it, and of getting what they want. They will get what they want. We'll watch and see. Look, one, the crime. This was a woman who was in charge of protecting social services to vulnerable members of the society. Very vulnerable members of society. She squandered the money. Now she's convicted. We can say she stole the money because the court says she did. She stole the money and she ran away with it. They have victims listed all over this country. There are victims littered all over this country based on what this woman has done. So whatever we are doing today, let's remember the victims. This was not a victimless crime. People's lives were shattered. People's businesses were shattered. People's dreams were shattered because of the greed and selfishness of this government employee. We must always remember those victims. Secondly, we must understand the regime. And that is why people are not celebrating. They are scared. One, imagine whether was it Godfrey Dame who prosecuted her. Imagine Godfrey Dame decided to also issue what is called a nolle prosequi in this case. Would we have been where we are today?
I don't understand.
If Godfrey Dame had issued a nolle prosequi, stop prosecuting this one, would we have been where we are today? You are telling me why the Imani guy and all this are scared? They are scared because of the nolle prosequas. They are scared because they are afraid that this Attorney General, with a penchant for nolle prosequas for members of the government, might do the same thing. They are scared because...
But this is a judgment.
This is a judgment. You just heard him talk about appeals and all of this.
What's wrong with that?
The Attorney General could say, okay, I'm not fighting the appeal. Okay. Can he say that? I'm just starting. The Attorney General could say that he will not follow up these appeals. So that is what people are scared about. You know what happened when Johnson Asiama's banking case, when they went to national prosecution? I want us to do the maths, add the numbers, the figures. If you add all the money...
There's a trail, there's a history.
There's a history. And that's what I'm saying. Beware of what Greeks bearing is. Last week I said
the same Attorney General who has pursued the extradition process.
So bring her here for false equivalency and equalization. Only to do it. And I'm saying that. Watch, and that's what every Ghanaian is skeptical. Why should Ghanaians be skeptical when you've just scored this big political goal? We should be celebrating. Nobody is, because, and again, I said here, he has spanned the thing excellent to tell you, to lay grounds that if you see her tomorrow on your streets walking about, don't be surprised. I said, and I welcome. Because nobody trusts that they can follow this, that this Attorney General has not demonstrated that. He has the fortitude and he has the ability to convict people of their own government. That is what they have demonstrated. In the case of Johnson Asiama Banking, Atufosun Richard Jakpa, Stephen Opuni, the City Prosecution and Thompson, Saglami Housing, Democratic Hub, all these cases, in all these instances, this Attorney General and this government has demonstrated to us that they do not have what it takes to convict and keep their own people in prison. That the only thing they can do is give them nolle prosequi. Remember when we told that there was a 60-40 sharing for the money that was looted in the banking crisis? In fact, later on, we've been told that the 40%, it didn't even come. I don't know whether we got our share.
You and who got
the state. The Attorney General has still not told us whether the former Minister of Finance, what was that guy's name? Whether he has paid back the money to us. The 60-40, did we get our money? Now, it is when you see these things happen, this daylight rewarding of political appointees, this daylight rewarding of your own people, then people then begin to say that maybe this is just for the optics. Maybe this is just for the show, because the people in charge do not have a good track record of persecuting or prosecuting their own people to its logical conclusion.
Zato, is it not true that she's well within her rights if, because she feels that she wasn't in country when when she wasn't in country when the case was concluded, a judgment made by the court? And so she has a right to appeal, because if you look at the judicial process, she and her defense lawyers haven't exhausted that. Now the Attorney General, granted, has followed through the extradition process. She's now in Ghana, and she has a right to appeal, if that right has to be granted.
There's the politics and there's the law. You've just talked.
My question is, which one? Is it the politics?
No, it's the law. You've just talked the law.
Yes, it's
and I'm not talking about the law because I don't know the law. He knows the law.
Why do you choose to ignore the law?
Because I don't know the law. I don't know the law. I don't know the law. So I'm talking the politics that I know. The politics I know is that in the nolle prosequi decision, it's a political decision, not a legal decision. The politics that I'm talking about, no. The politics I'm talking about is that when the government came inside, based on what law did they free Johnson Asiama in the banking trial? What law? When this Attorney General came, based on what law did they proceed? In what office did they under what law did they proceed at Atufosun Richard Jakpa? What about Stephen Opunenko? It was a political decision to free them. Political. political. So I'm saying that despite all this, I am still talking the politics. That the same politics could play here. And the same politics, that is what scares me. That is what scares anybody in the city. That is what scares ordinary people, because they are afraid that, despite what, look, if it was, what's his name? The form, and I'm relaxed, very relaxed. You know that. Look, let's talk about this because...
Okay, so let's go on. She has a right to appeal. So she'll be serving...
what's your problem?
No, so she'll be serving her sentence. Then her defense lawyer or her
you
lawyers...
don't have the right to ask me questions.
Then her lawyers would then go and appeal to whichever appellate court that she's entitled to. Good. And you're saying that... But when does Nolly Prosecutor come in here?
I am not questioning that. I am saying that...
Is it that you don't trust in the judicial system?
No,
so which one is the politics?
I'm saying that based on precedents, and how the current office of the Attorney General has treated members of the NDC, that the track record shows that they may not be willing to prosecute this to its logical conclusion.
But this is an appellate process.
It doesn't matter. There are still those handling it. They could drop the ball.
We have judges.
The Attorney General could drop the ball.
Judges
if she files for appeal, who has to go and defend the state? Who has to go and defend the state? If the woman files for an appeal, who has to go and defend the state? The Attorney General. What if they drop the ball?
I get your point.
What if they? So no, get it this way. Get it this case. The point I'm making is this.
Stop this.
Godfrey Dame has done his job. He got a conviction. My hope and my humble prayer is that the current Attorney General and the Attorney General office will also do their job and make sure that she stays in prison where she belongs. That if we don't do this, in fact, this is not even a low-hanging fruit. This is basically a ground-lying fruit. If we miss this, then we will have made nonsense of any idea, any attempt of fighting corruption and of prosecuting people. The government so far has not showed a good record of prosecuting people of their own. I hope they begin to see this, because this has already been done for them. It's cool job for them. They should do it.
Well, he said that he's not looking at the judicial process, the politics of it.
Well, it's rather unfortunate, but you see, I can understand where Zato is coming from, because, I've been doing programs with him for a long time, so
there's a history.
I have a better appreciation of his disposition. And I can understand why this one is so furious, he's so angry, because he has been humbled by his own words. Words that he uttered in the past. I mean, on the 21st of December, 2025. I'm happy to be on the same set with Zato. And here is Zato speaking. And let me quote him. Good. On your set, extradition of Ken Ofori-Atta. We were talking about Ken Ofori-Atta, but Zato decided on that occasion to just ignore Ken Ofori-Atta and went straight and said the United States must also reciprocate our collaboration by extraditing the former CEO of Maslok, said Natamaklo, Zato.
On TV3.
On TV3.
TV3 Newday.
Yes, Joshua. I mean, let me read it for him. Today, I am quoting you.
Thank you. You are allowed.
So, Zato, on the 21st of December 2025, and we're discussing Ken Ofori-Atta. He decided to ignore Ken Ofori-Atta because Ken Ofori-Atta belongs to his political party, the New Patriotic Party, so he wasn't interested. And said that the United States must also reciprocate our collaboration by extraditing the former CEO of Maslok, said Natamaklo, who has already been sentenced in absentia. Dr. Joshua Zato, political and policy analyst, University of Ghana. So,
that's me.
In all, with all intents and purposes, Zato never expected that said Natamaklo would surface in this country called Ghana. So in his mind, together with the almost 90% of the members of the New Patriotic Party, that would have been equalization. You are pursuing Ken Ofori-Atta, yet said Natamaklo is in the United States. So what moral grounds do you have in pursuing Ken Ofori-Atta? And he was damn sure that Sedna was not going to come to Ghana. I dare say this has rather dazed him and the New Patriotic Party.
Why, you think they're afraid of something?
And as a matter of fact, it advantages the ruling government. We would have cashed in on as a united party if this party or this government had failed to bring Sedna Natamaklo to Ghana. So with that, they have checked the box. It will be out of our political campaign in 2020. And that is his difficulty. Other than that, you that was calling for her to be extradited back to Ghana, you must be the first person to thank the authorities before you even proceed into realms of conjecture. I mean, you had the benefit of a legal person sitting here walking you through the processes that indeed an appeal has been filed as far back as February. Remember, there were two people that were charged. Sedina and Daniel Azim. Azim already was incarcerated, spent almost 2 years in custody, and filed for an appeal. In fact, the appeal was filed 2025, but for strange reasons, it had to be brought in 2026, and so Azim has been granted bail pending appeal. But already has spent 2 years in custody. You understand? So once you had the benefit of that information, I wasn't too sure the direction that he was going, that he was going to be pardoned, she was going to be allowed to go to parties here and there. It hasn't come in. What we are dealing now is that a court of competent jurisdiction has sentenced her to 10 years of imprisonment. And the reason she has been brought back to this country, what the people of this country are expecting is that she goes to prison and serve a sentence. The other legal ramifications or legal opportunities available to her, if she decides to exercise it and the court agrees with her, who can?
That's what Zato is saying. That's why the table he claims has been laid.
But he is disappointed. He, together with the MPP, yesterday I saw their social media folks all going singing one song. She will be pardoned. She will be pardoned. The same people that were saying that Sedna has to come, are now saying that she will be pardoned. She will be pardoned. What sort of society are we building?
It's for a reason.
Which reason are you talking about?
You don't know.
You, as a political party that must be aiding in this country, getting Kenoforiata back. Sedna Tamaklo, what was her total exposure? Is it not 90 million? And I'm very happy that she's in this country.
But what has Kenoforiata got to do with this?
It's a very serious matter. I'm coming, I will get there. I will be the last person to support Sedna Tamaklo because between the period and the review 2013 to 2016, remember, one of the reasons why the government of the day then was unable to deal with our energy needs, those was the fact that we didn't have money to be buying gas, to be powering our energy needs. Now you had money sitting at Maslock that you could have even loaned some to your own government to power energy needs. You decided to pocket it. And I have checked the NDC's constitution, I have checked the MPP's constitution, I have checked the United Party's constitution. No provision provides for any appointee to go and steal state money. So if you decide to go and do that, there is a personal decision. And why must any political party take that responsibility of a personal nature? So she has to face the law. And answer to the people of this country why she decided to shortchange all of this. If you're going to look at the unemployment rate between 2013 and 2016, you would realize that it spiked among youth, the youth, when you could have given the monies to the youth to better their lots. Again, you remember the Kantamantu incident where victims were shortchanged. That was a callous attitude. But that said, we are talking about exposure of 90 million. In the case of Kenoforiata, how much are we talking about? Billions. And that is why when we were doing that, Rise for Ghana did their demonstration and some of us joined them, we told the United States of America embassy in Ghana that the United States of America must not allow their country to be used as a sanctuary for corrupt African officials, particularly from Ghana. I think they have heard it. They have brought Sedina. But the greatest achievement that will be allocated to the United States of America will be to bring Kenoforiata, because that is a big fish. And I'm very surprised that our brothers are not talking about Kenoforiata. We have SMA in the regions of 3 billion to deal with. We have the National Cathedral. We have the ambulance. We have the 52.2 billion. Remember, 52.2 billion got missing from your tax revenue. Are you with me?
Which was the commercial bank?
Commercial bank. We have not dealt with that issue as of now. And when they come and sit here quietly and try and throw tantrums. So I believe that this administration has done where I was going to use it. Our party, the United Party, was going to use Sedna Tamaklo's issue as one of the campaign messages in 2028. As a failure. Having done that, how am I going to do that? And that is why they are also hurt by it, because then that campaign message has fallen flat. Are you with me? So now the campaign message that we will be doing, the only campaign message will be linking the umbilical cord, the existence of the New Patriotic Party to the coming of Kenoforiata. I have seen them.
The coming of Kenoforiata.
Absolutely. I have seen their political party go run petition either the diplomatic corps or the UN. I was thinking by doing so they will be adding the petition to this diplomatic corps and the UN that they must aid in Kenoforiata coming back so that the monies that are with him will be retrieved to build this country. They are not doing that. And who is going to support that? Now he says the people's dreams were shattered because of the attitude of Said Natango. Yes, I agree with you. But what about the people's dream in connection with Kenofurata? I am yet to hear from any of them. The last time they published the All Africa Games, the audited report, the same vim, the same alacrity, the same conviction that you believe that you must hold political actors to their office. When it came to matters to deal with Yusuf Mustafa, the former Minister of Youth and Sports, and all those that took part in the African Games, you went banana, you went silent. Meanwhile, we are told by the Auditor General that they are having our 580 million in their pockets.
But he has a right to be heard.
Everybody has a right to be heard. All those that are in Insawam, they started by having right to be heard. You will be heard by the end day. When you are wrong, you are wrong. As for Sedina, the matter is closed. The chapter is closed. She decided to run away. She had the opportunity to face the court. Maybe she could have explained herself well, but for strange reasons, she decided just like Kenofurata. And all of them, when they are running, they use the excuse of going to seek medical attention. Remember the Kenofurata's incidents. What did he tell us? He was going to Mayo Clinic. At the end, he was picked at a cozy apartment chilling. You understand? Meaning they lied to us. He together with his lawyers who were lying to us in this country, they were exposed. So what I'm saying is that when people are given opportunity to serve this country, they must not shortchange us. And I want to thank this administration for making sure that they bring Sedna Tamaklu. And just like anybody is doing this, she has the right to appeal, which she has already done. But nobody sitting there must try to influence the judiciary. Let the laws of the land work. Nobody put her there to go and steal our money. Nobody. She was there she was supposed to serve us. If she decided to serve her own pocket, that is her own cup of tea. But we cannot be here being lectured by people whose political actors, members of their political party, are so ingrained in the issues of corruption that they are shielding them. How many times haven't you heard them, including here, Alfred, that they will not wish that Ken of Urata comes to Ghana? They have said it. Me. They have said it. You are not running away from it. Are you not distancing yourself from you said it on Metro TV. You said it on Metro TV. I've quoted you. That you are not going to wish.
I've never said that in anywhere.
Then correct yourself here because you have said it. But
you
what
sit on set and lie in front of me.
So you are denying Ken of Urata now?
You have lied. You have lied.
Solo. What is that?
Stop lying.
Oh, so me, I heard you say I'm lying.
Stop lying.
Why are you running away from Kenofurata?
No, you said you heard. He said he hasn't said it.
Stop lying.
No, what are you talking about? You said it. No, you want to lie here.
Everything you said here is a lie.
No problem.
Mr. Thompson, at the end of the day, we need to come to a position as a country.
Yes.
So if there's a right to appeal, she's entitled to that. But wouldn't it be much of a conspiracy theory to say that if that right of appeal is heard, and subsequently years down the lane is granted, that spin of a conspiracy theory should come in?
Thank you very much, Roland. From the two government spokespersons, I've learned two things here.
Who are the two government spokespersons?
I haven't called your name.
No,
please.
No.
I haven't called your name.
No, but we have 4 people here.
So why are you worried about
I have to be worried because...
Can I go on, please?
No, let him explain who are the two government officials. So that we move on. You can't be saying...
Thank you.
He says that who are the two government officials?
So now he shows you what to ask.
But you
he's a panelist. His interest is also...
No, why hasn't he asked me that? Why am I different? When he came in, I told him that he says yes. So what did he tell me?
So who are the two government?
So can I go on, please? In February,
when
I finish my submission, you get to the two government spokespersons.
You are lying.
In February, you know, Sedinam, all that you want to say is that I'm lying. You said it, you're happy now. In February, he said that in February, Sedinam appealed. Isn't that so?
Through the lawyers.
Now, it tells us that by the time all these things started, we were pushing that Sedinam should come, she should come. They were waiting to do that appeal. Once that appeal had been filed, they brought her down. Now, from my brother here to, I'm getting this thing that the second accused person has appealed and has been granted bail.
No, but it's a public record.
So I wouldn't be shocked that tomorrow they can come and tell me that Sedinam has been granted bail. Will you be shocked if they tell you that? Because if the second accused has been granted bail.
Is it that you're asking me not to believe in
No, I'm asking you a simple question.
Judicial process?
No, I'm asking you a simple question. Yes. Roland, If tomorrow they said that Sedinam has, through her appeal, she's been granted bail, will you be shocked?
No, but it's a judiciary.
No, will you be
shocked?
Will you be shocked?
But were you shocked when our brother was given?
Will you be shocked?
But my mind,
you can't answer. You can't answer. Don't worry. No, you can't answer. I know you can't answer. Don't worry. You see, you're stammering all of a sudden.
But
because Roland, I know is very boisterous.
I understand.
And today, for you to stammer 3 times in front of me,
you want me to
I understand. I didn't say preempt. I asked a simple question.
No, you're asking me if I'll be shocked. I'll be shocked. Why? And I'm saying there's a judicial process. If you are also entitled to, I'm entitled to wait.
Yes.
If I should be in that
position. So it was a yes or no answer, but you are stammering on it. So don't worry, I understand. Can I go on? So it tells me straight away that all these gymnastics that have been going on, there are things that are being prepared ahead of time. If Zato for once will say that, oh, this thing is a repetition of the old system, not a reset system, but a system where either a nollie prosequi or whatever they want to do comes into play, I now understand him. Maybe he used the word nollie prosequi. Maybe the nollie prosequi he's talking about is in this appeal case that, oh, they don't have any objection to this appeal. So once the appeal has been granted, and that is why I asked the simple question from beginning, where is she? They only told us that she's in the hands of the police. I can be in the hands of the police in my house.
No, but what are you talking about?
Oh, come on.
Did you hear custody?
No, but what are you talking about? This is so unfair.
You said she's in the hands of the police.
She's in the custody of the police.
She's in the custody of the police.
So you want the government?
Oh, can I please flow?
Please, allow Mr. Thompson to flow, please.
So if she's in the custody of the police, where she should, once she lands, this is a criminal case that has been prosecuted, immediately she shouldn't even stay there for one night.
Why not? They have to go through processes for
what process?
Are we doing that?
What process?
For it to be.
She has been convicted. What process again do you have to go through? No, what process do you have to go through? Tell me. Maybe I don't know. Tell me so that the whole public will know that, oh, when you land, it can take even 1 week to go through a process.
You are serving government. But if you land at Kotoka, the security apparatus would have to take receipt of you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they'll receive you, and then they'll hold you somewhere. Before they hand you over to the prison authorities.
And I said, should it take more than a day to do that?
But when did she arrive?
She only arrived yesterday.
Should it take more than a day to do that?
She arrived at 9:01. She's not even 24 hours.
So
you are talking about.
When you get your time, you can.
Solo, please.
We should not sit here for her to, for him to be misleading the people of this country.
No. But Solo today.
That is what is happening of him.
Last week he was doing it, but you today.
All right.
You didn't do anything like that. Please withdraw. I did not do anything like that.
Okay, I've withdrawn. Please.
Thank you very much. So, if now they said, oh, she's in the custody of the police, these same people who they said black is white, and when they tell you that black is white, you should stampede it and make sure that everybody believes that black is white. I should believe them. He said they have 73 pages or over 70 pages of, what do you call it, an appeal.
Yes, sir. Oh, that's good. Nobody has spoken. Yeah.
So, if such a person has over 70 how many pages of appeal and has been filing this or has filed this appeal since February, the time she was being called to come in, the time they were chasing Ken, that Ken should come in. And today I realized that now this whole Sedinam thing has turned into a Ken Oforiatta issue by the opposing side. You realize that it's a game. It's a modus operandi of them.
But
you come and say this, I would defend by hitting on Ken. Let us go that tangent.
But Mr. Thompson, is it not true that all the responses that had been coming from your side of the political divide had been that if you want Ken, bring Sedinam. And now Sedinam is here.
Is it my duty to go and bring Ken? I'm asking, is it my duty to go and bring Ken?
No, I'm only asking the question based on your response.
What we asked at that time was that you have a convicted person in your hands, 10 years conviction. You haven't even extradited that person into Ghana, but your focus is on someone who hasn't even gone through the court process. Which one is more important for you?
Both.
Focus on what you have that you can work on. When you finish that one and now you are doing a second one, everybody understands you.
The first one is finished.
It's not my duty to go and bring Ken Oforiatta. And this morning, it's not my duty to come and talk about Ken's case, but it's someone's duty to do so for equalization's sake. And if tomorrow we hit him back at it, you come and say, no, he never said that. Because they are good at that. Is that the type of Ghana we want to live in? Is that the type of system we want to run? Is that the type of reset that they've brought into play? These are questions Ghanaians are asking. Because if the reset is about, quickly yourself to make sure that, we file an appeal, where we know that already we've granted one appeal to the second accused person.
What do you mean by who is filing the appeal? It's Sedinam and her lawyers.
But who would file it? It's not me.
Law.
When I say we, I mean, the person I'm talking about. It's not me. I'm not going to file the appeal.
No, I understand. Not you per se. I'm saying, who are you?
But you think they don't plan? You think
because it's a right that
government. Everybody has been in government too.
Hey, you are making a statement too. I see.
Everybody has been in government.
Are you impugning something?
My goodness.
And we know what they are doing.
Fantastic.
So your time, what did you do that you think would happen?
Our time, we'll send you to court. Do you see what the OSP was doing? Did you realize what the OSP was doing? We brought in an OSP who was checking government officials. That is what they were afraid of. And they've taken the powers from the OSP. So now the OSP has become toothless. He can't do anything. He can't chase anyone. He can't file anything against anybody. That is what is happening in government today. These are the same people who were preaching corruption here, corruption there, corruption everywhere. Look at them today. They are the same people. They are the same people who now sit in office and use their companies to get single source contracts for themselves. And so they are afraid that the OSP will go after them. That is the type of people we are dealing with. So when I said we've been in government before, we know what people can do. And so you always have to get someone who is checking you, someone who will make sure that your people are working and are doing the right thing and not doing things on their own. So if you people have gone, if Sedinam and the second accused person, in fact, the second accused person has gone to file and they've been able to grant him bail and he's come out of prison. And now Sedinam is doing the same thing. It's only for Ghanaians to judge what is going to happen tomorrow. And I leave it for God and country. Ghanaians should be their own judge. And they should think so that next, in the 2028, they use it as a conscience.
You see, we cannot be doing this to the people of Ghana. You sit on national television and all you do is to lie as though you don't even know what happens in the legal. Most of them.
Is that true?
Without personalizing it.
No, go ahead, personalize it.
You see, I am shocked that, I want to deal with the politics rather than, really?
Yes.
So you are here to do politics?
No.
Allow me, please.
He did me some.
Allow me. Let me deal with the matter.
He did me some,
You see?
Okay.
The same thing.
I also do him some. So
you see, it's unfortunate if we have people like that.
Yeah.
Because when we come here in the morning, there are very learned people who are watching.
Exactly.
It is for us to educate them. I have said here that there is a conviction. And this government would ensure, as it has, make sure the lady is brought in. We would ensure that she serves her term. And this is what the communications minister has said. There's no doubt about it. Look, I can tell you on authority, because I know what I'm saying. President Mahama will never pardon her. Let me say this on authority.
They are lying.
You are now asking for a position in your party. You can't even talk about things in your party. I'm telling you what it is. You say I'm lying.
You are lying.
On the basis of what? Mr. John Dramani Mahama would never pardon her. If that is their hope, then they lie bad. But it lies within her right to seek remedial action in law. That one, you cannot take it away from her. If she goes through the process and the same judiciary sets the conviction aside, that's her right. I don't know at what point did they realize that the judiciary cannot be trusted.
I don't understand.
Well, you should ask them. They are saying that you kept asking them that will be the job of the judiciary.
But I'm not in the mind of...
How can you be in the mind of the judge? What she presents to the court, especially as she was not heard.
with the defense. If she puts it before the court, and you say, on appeal, please stop, please. I'm not talking to you. Oh, so you can keep talking once I make my point?
Please go ahead.
So you see, what we are saying is that at the end of the day, we can proceed, we will proceed to do what is needful. As we speak, the processes are ongoing. They may not know. There should be a warrant sent to the prison officers would. In fact, if you are a lady and you are convicted, you need to go through a medical examination. They don't know this. You have to do all that before you put her in prison to be sure if she's not carrying. Absolutely. Not medically fit. If she's not carrying a baby. It's a norm. We do it. So all this has to be done before you send her there. And this government is committed in doing that. We will send her there. What is within her right is within her right. She has that right, and you cannot take that away from her. So please, when you come here and you put a spin, then you suspect. We are not here on suspicions. We are not here on suspicion. If it is about suspicion, Ken Ofori-Atta will not be where he is. If it's about suspicion, we suspect. Ken Ofori-Atta will not be. We are a country governed by laws. And that is why even with Ken Ofori-Atta, who is at the center of every issue in this country, over the past, during the administration of President Akufo-Addo, has not been dragged the way you think he should have. We are using the law. So the law is lawful. Let me also state this, and I say President Mahama would not pardon her because we have a history. President Mahama is the only certain president who, during his term, was able to prosecute and jail his own. It's never happened. President Akufo-Addo could never have done it. You remember Honorable Abu Apele? He was arraigned, put there, convicted by the government of the day under President Mahama. He never pardoned him. So if they don't know this, I have to put this to them so that they revise their notes. They don't know President Mahama. When did he ever pardon somebody? The one he jailed his own. Please, Dr. Zah, please allow me. Let me educate the people. President Mahama never pardoned Honorable Abu Apele. It was President Akufo-Addo who pardoned him.
On grounds of ill health.
That's so, yes. So that's the point I'm making. But President Mahama saw through. And his own.
You're saying he has a history of prosecuting his own.
Absolutely.
Reining
what
them
does
in?
President Mahama, what does he gain if she pardons, or what would he gain if he pardons setting up? He will not. Because the history is that he's not interested in that. The process will go on. I can also tell you that the Attorney General has opposed this application. It is being done. But whatever happens, if the court granted a Bronye bail and you celebrate it, since when? Indeed, the court, yes, and you celebrate the court, the same court would have an opportunity to look at whatever anybody is presenting. You can't stop that. Indeed, if appeal is your problem, the court asked Dr. Atu-Forson to open his defense. He appealed. The Court of Appeal quashed that decision and said that he didn't have to. The respected Attorney General at the time, Godfrey Dame, went on a further appeal to the Supreme Court to have that case quashed. What's wrong with appeal? It's a judicial process. Go through it. If eventually the highest court of the land decides, whatever will happen, will happen. At the moment, you remember or read what the U.S. Embassy, if you read what they posted, they said it's the first of its kind. We are hopeful, and I'm aware that the Attorney General is on his way to meet with the U.S. Counterpart on the issue of other extraditions. Hopefully, Ken Ofori-Atta should be brought in to answer questions we are all asking. Okay. He should not be afraid. And when they sit here, like my brother Solo said, when they sit here, they should be bold to ask for Ken Ofori-Atta to come and answer questions. In the meantime, this process will go on. The woman will serve her sentence. If she has any right under law, as I've explained, I only told you, well, her lawyers did. I don't have any.
Our time is up.
Oh, come on. No. Who pardoned the Muntie tree? Who pardoned the Muntie tree? Who pardoned it?
I see. Chachu Chikata was convicted by court. Who pardoned the Muntie tree? Chikata rejected the pardon and pursued his legal rights. He was eventually acquitted and discharged. And then Aaron, Esiedu entry also says one and says that.
Come on.
Okay, I'll take one
please
for the
ask
team. It's okay.
Akwetia MP who pardoned the Muntie 3.
Thank you.
Why do we make blanket statements
yeah,
without
you're live.
thoroughly
You're live.
examining?
You say what?
All right,
Like, you are
gentlemen,
not
thank you
live.
for
Who
passing through. Big issue.
Who is breathing the Muntie 3?
Big issue.
Who is breathing the Muntie 3? Who is breathing the Muntie 3?
Don't put your hands in. I'll take one for the team.
Who in prison who?
The Muntie 3. Who's
He said,
who?
Big issue is sponsored by the University of Gold Coast. Now, whether you're aiming for that specialist MBA in marketing, communications, operations, supply chain, human resource management, finance, entrepreneurship, innovation, or business intelligence analytics, or you want to advance through their dual MBA or chartered manager MBA, University of Gold Coast is giving you options that will match your vision and how you aspire to go to school. If you're a worker, they make sure that they're able to have shirts, which they already do, for those who will be evening students, weekend students, among many other sandwich schedules for you. Even if you want to pay their fees, you can pay in installment. All those packages, all available for you. Please call them now. Admissions are in progress. And so the number you can reach the University of Gold Coast on is the number 026-388-8555. Thank you, gentlemen, for passing through. Again, remember we have that climate change thought-provoking event in Tamale. We'll bring you live updates as it's happening in Tamale this morning from 10 a.m. And it's in partnership alongside TV3 with the German Embassy, and it's under the theme Climate Security Resilience in Ghana. Make sure you join the discussions. 10.
What time should you watch your band? There's a live
10.
band coming.
In a world full of noise, clarity matters. Stories shape us, ideas challenge us. An honest dialogue moves us forward. This is a space for depth, where voices are heard and perspectives matter. Conversations with Dr. Abnanya Kwasmini, coming soon on TV3.
TV3, first in news.
In a world full of noise, clarity matters. Stories shape us, ideas challenge us. An honest dialogue moves us forward. This is a space for depth, where voices are heard and perspectives matter. Conversations with Dr. Abnanya Kwasmini, coming soon on TV3.
TV3, first in news.
In a world full of noise, clarity matters. Stories shape us, ideas challenge us. An honest dialogue moves us forward. This is a space for depth, where voices are heard and perspectives matter. Conversations with Dr. Abnanya Kwasmini, coming soon on TV3.
TV3, first in news.
In a world full of noise, clarity matters. Stories shape us, ideas challenge us. An honest dialogue moves us forward. This is a space for depth, where voices are heard and perspectives matter. Conversations with Dr. Abnanya Kwasmini, coming soon on TV3.
TV3, first in news.
Around us is changing, not slowly, not quietly. In the north, the rains that once arrived on time don't come anymore. In the middle belt, rivers and forests disappearing overnight. Along the coast, the sea is swallowing land that families have called home for generations. Rising temperatures, failed harvests, homes lost to tides. This is not a
Yes, I miss those days, and I wish that football success was transferable. You know, through blood transfusion.
Unfortunately, not.
We cannot do it, right?
We have
cannot
to do it on our own this time.
Yeah. Well, so it's official. The World Cup, the world showpiece everybody's been looking forward to, is officially starting tomorrow. And today, right here at Media General, is a big day for all of us, especially from the desk of 3 Sports. And Mutala Yakubu is here to tell us about it. What are we doing this evening?
Every 4 years it comes around.
I know, right?
The biggest football competition, not just football, the biggest sporting event in the world, where the best in the world gather to fight for supremacy. And officially, today, TV3, we are starting our coverage, even though it's starting tomorrow. It's starting at the end. Tonight, we have a big launch for you. We
are known for it.
Of course, and we have something hidden that we would want to surprise our viewers with. The list of panelists that we're going to
have. Are you bringing Infantino here?
I mean, wait, you get to see tonight between 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. the list of guests that we are bringing. I mean, they are the best when it comes to football. Some have been with the Black Stars, played to the highest level and all that. They would all be in here as we launch our World Cup today, and it's going to be a very, very good event. We've waited for this day for a long time. I mean, I was envious of you when you were doing the election report up and down. I was like, okay, I'm waiting for my own election, which is the World Cup. This is our election report. We are taking it like the general election.
But what did we wear, though? The official arrival, was it the tracksuits that we wore?
No, please.
Because I've seen countries wear very colorful outfits.
We are being told that when the team is making the move to Canada, that is where they would wear the official attire.
Official arrival attire.
Definitely we are going to see a blend of Kente in there when we move to I mean Canada for the first
But
game
this one by Ivory Coast is really beautiful and very colorful.
Of course.
Yes.
And that is what you get with the African countries. But the Europeans these days are copying. If you see the official photograph of what the Norwegian team did, they dress like Vikings. I mean, they are all copying the African style because we love the color, we love the blend and all that. So it's starting tomorrow. Of course, it's starting tomorrow, but we are starting tonight here in these studios. 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. is the big launch, a big one. All the guys will be in here. Rekwampo, TJ, Bill, and Shane, Akosu. We will all be in here. Plus some guests that we are bringing to you as surprise. So tonight you need to join us wherever you are between 8 to 10. And it's not just the World Cup. We will also unveil some programs that we'll be doing along the way. So for the next 1 month, TV3 is your home for the 2026 World Cup.
Fantastic. We are looking forward to all of that. Now, Lawrence Atiziki, who is one of our goalkeepers, has been speaking, and he says that they are super ready for the World Showpiece.
Of course.
Let's take a listen.
And we're looking forward to this moment. He's a very experienced coach. He's got a lot of information. So you just have to take the good information he gives out and try to make use of it. The expectation is just a teamwork. We're going to fight to the end. We're going to give it all, and we hope that we're going to make Ghanaians proud. I think it's really a good team. We all together, we fight for each other, and you can see that there is really positive vibes each and every time, and this is what we like, and this is what we want. We want to keep on with this. We want to take this positive energy into the games, and we hope that we can make a very good World Cup. As a kid, everyone dreams to play in this big platform, and for me, it's actually a big dream because you get to face big players. You get to have a nice atmosphere, a lot of people in stadium, the support, the love, and it's really a good experience for me, and I'm really looking forward to it. I think there has to be the dedication for the game. They have to have the positive mindset because it gets to some point when it's not going well. I think that's when we need this mentality, the winning mentality, and then winning it. So I think they just need this to help the team.
Ziki, we hear you, and we're supporting you. Tomorrow we'll all be clad in our Black Stars jerseys, and yes, we'll do that on Wednesday as well. But is it true that FIFA says we are not wearing the Anansi one, the Kuku Anansi one?
Not true.
That's not true.
It's part of our official jerseys.
Okay, I just saw something.
No.
So it's not true that we are not wearing the white Kuku Anansi one.
It is part of our jerseys.
Okay, so we'll do well. We'll do well. Legendary Kuku Anansi.
Well, he was wise, so
okay. So the wisdom would be on the
to be transferred to our players on the pitch. So let's see.
No problem at all. We also had another legendary interview here on 3 Sports, and it was with the president of the Sports Writers Association of Ghana, SWAG. Kwabna Iwa, a.k.a. Oluwa.
And he's been talking about the fact that we shouldn't just bag our hopes in Carlos Queiroz because with the World Cup, the quality of players you have also counts a lot. And he spoke to Michael Otieje.
I was really surprised when I didn't know how people see coaches, whether they are magicians. I can't get it.
You've always had these debates.
I've always said that is not to say coaches don't play a role. I mean, coaches play a role. There's no question about that. But I think we tend to exaggerate it. So Carlos Queiroz comes, and what do? at the airport, as if he's the one who was going to score the
Sabarima.
goal. The whole national anthem is played. I need to be corrected, but I don't remember the last time a coach arrived in the country where the national anthem was played.
Yeah, this was grand.
This was grand. It's all because of the expectation from him. And so the national anthem is played, and he's been given a title, is Osarebe Marquesi, Carlos. And you should know that if you see the euphoria, the ecstasy, the razzmatazz, you know, everybody believes that whether we're going to go deep in the tournament or not will depend on Carlos Queiroz. That is not the way I look at it.
How do you look at it?
If you're assessing teams, I think it's important to look at your team. If people think that it is Carlos Queiroz who's going to ensure our deep run in the tournament, well, he's been to the World Cup before with Iran. I mean, they didn't exceed the group stage. Not because he was such a bad coach, because Iran did not have the materials. You know, it's as simple as.
Well, then it's incumbent on the boys to make all of us proud. I mean, if the coach is not a magician, and if players do not really play any part in sports, then yes, they show us what they've got and see how they fare.
Keep saying that, but you have teams in the head praying all the time.
Well, that's what. But you people tell me that prayers do not work. That's what you guys say.
Well,
but you know what? But you know what you believe in works for you, right?
Of course,
okay,
it definitely does.
So if they believe in
I
prayers,
believe it works.
Okay, so it will work.
Prayer works.
Listen, this next story makes me very sad and happy at the same time. It was sad to realize that he will not make it for the World Cup because, of course, of US bans and all of that.
The Somali referee.
But Somali referee Omar Atan was giving a resounding hero's welcome when he returned to his home country, Somalia, after his refusal into the US for the 2026 FIFA World Cup.
It's not a good look, especially on Africa, because he was one of the 7 referees that were selected from Africa. Now we are left with 6. I mean, it would have been his first World Cup major tournament like that, and he would have been the first Somalian referee to referee at this level of football. But unfortunately for him, he was denied entry when he got to Miami, even though he had a diplomatic passport. It is just that simple. Somalia is part of the countries that are on the travel ban list of the US. So, I mean, people from Somalia cannot travel to the US because there's currently a travel ban and restriction on Somalia. So when he got there, even though he had a diplomatic passport, he was still not given access to enter the US. But he's back into his hometown, that is Mogadishu. It's something that CAF would have to take up right after the tournament. But he says he's proud and he's looking forward to refereeing again at the World Cup, even though he didn't get the chance to do it this time. But we are all proud of him. Omar Atan, he's a hero, as you can see. And we are hoping that in future, this doesn't occur again.
All right. Mutala Yakubu, thank you very much. We await our buckets full of surprises.
Of course, 8 p.m. this evening.
Okay.
Yeah.
Surprise galore, I call it.
Of course.
We'll wait for it. Now, I think to all parents of first-year SHS boarding students, EduPack is here to help you out. It's the Ghana Education Service approved and supported national SHS initiative implemented by Prospectus Ghana. Well, their registration is in progress across the country. Now, all you need to do, there's a short code that you need to dial so you can get all the goodies for your wards. Let's get to the short code now. With the EduPack. So this is what you do. Short code *713 *821 hash. *713 *821 hash. You visit any ADB branch or you go to www.edupack.com. You make your payment, you keep your receipts and present it on opening day to collect all your child's EduPack items. Your EduPack registration follows you to any SHS of your choice or the one that you're placed in. So avoid the stress, prepare and get to school. Just show your chit and then you are good to go. Now, EduPack approved and supported by the GES. For a lot more information, you can call 0507000933 or you can also call 0302955050. EduPack, no stress, no wahala. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready It is the 250th, of course, independence celebrations for the United States of America. A lot happening here this morning. Stay tuned and don't go anywhere. But in other news, happening today at 10 a.m. in Tamale, TV3 in partnership with the German Embassy in Accra presents Climate Talks 2026 under the theme Building Climate Security Resilience in Ghana. So you just have to join the conversation on climate-induced conflicts, community resilience in northern Ghana, featuring the German ambassador to Ghana, Frederick Lanshoff. Now, we've been going in and out Tamale, but please make sure that you're tuned in at 10 a.m. Pioneer Guest Lodge to be part of all the proceedings. Don't miss this important conversation on shaping Ghana's climate future. Stay with us. We have a lot more coming up. The gentlemen, in 3, 2, 1, let's go.
You're a good soldier, choosing your battles. Pick yourself up and dust yourself off, get back in the saddle. You're on the front line, everyone's watching. You know it's serious, we're getting closer, this isn't over. The pressure's on, believe it. You got it all, believe it. When you fog it up, oh, oh, and if you fog it up, eh, eh, samina, mina, sangalewa. This time for Africa, samina, mina, eh, eh, waka, waka, eh, eh, samina, mina, sangalewa. This time for Africa. Listen to your God, this is our motto. Your time to shine, don't wait in line, y vamos por todo. People are raising their expectations. Go on and feed it, this is your moment, no hesitation. Today's your day, I feel it. You paved the way, believe it. When you fog it up, oh, oh, and if you fog it up, eh, eh, samina, mina, sangalewa. This time for Africa, samina, mina, eh, eh, waka, waka, eh, eh, samina, mina, sangalewa. Anawa, ha, ha, samina, mina, eh, eh, waka, waka, eh, eh, samina, mina, sangalewa. This time for Africa, I'm a Johnny, a biggie mama from A to Z. Party sister, I'm a Johnny, a biggie mama from east to west. Party waka waka ma eh eh, waka waka ma eh eh. Party say party fuye, 'cause this is Africa. This time for Africa, Jingoa, eh, eh, Jingoa, eh, eh, samina, mina, sangalewa, anawa, ha, ha.
Give it up, give it up, give it up. Now, if you're a little confused, no, this is not the opening ceremony of FIFA World Cup 2026. No, please don't be mistaken, even though it's part of what we are celebrating today. But this is the prelude, the celebration of Freedom 250, the independence of the great nation of the United States of America. And this morning in studio, we have with us the U.S. Navy Diplomats Band. They've been doing this for a very long time, traveling across the world, connecting the world and connecting cultures through melody, rhythm, and of course, passion. And to tell the rest of the world that sometimes the strongest message of diplomacy is a song everyone can dance to. And that's exactly what we are doing in studio this morning. But before we get into the celebration proper, Roland is on the other side to have a very meaningful conversation with the chargé d'affaires of the U.S. Embassy, Accra, Ghana, Rolf Olsen. Please, Roland,
well,
take
fantastic,
it away.
Kukite. Just reminded me when you went to the stadium of Philadelphia Eagles, you know, Philadelphia. And I remember that time you were all green.
Yes, I was.
And just imagine, you know, the home state of the chief of mission or the chargé d'affaires of the U.S. Embassy, Accra, apparently also happens to be Philadelphia. And His Excellency, Rolf Olsen, welcome.
Thank you very much, Roland. It's a great pleasure to be here.
4th of July means great meaning reflections for Americans as well, and others who tend to associate with America across the world.
Absolutely.
How important it is.
It is. And I want to say, first of all, thank you for having us today. It's really a great pleasure. And we're celebrating a little bit early, right? It's June 10th. We're not quite at July 4th. We did that for a couple of reasons. One, it's our 250th, so we're broadening the celebration a bit. Two, of course, we've got the World Cup starting this week, and so that's a big global celebration that we're happy to hold. And then three, we've scheduled our Freedom 250 celebration tonight in Accra, and we scheduled it well ahead of the 4th because we wanted to stay away from the World Cup. We didn't want to compete with the World Cup. The week of the 4th itself is the knockout stage, and you don't know who's going to play when, and so we can't plan a date then, so we're doing a little early. 250 means so much to us as Americans. As you mentioned, I'm from the great city of Philadelphia, and I'm just old enough to remember when we celebrated the last big celebration, the 200th in 1976. And I brought this morning a memento from that very occasion. I was only 5 years old, but I have a glass from that celebration.
Massive memories.
In 1976. And it's really, faint memories because I was only 5, but we're so proud of our country and we have a lot to celebrate. And so we're really excited about it.
Just take us back. Usually in the U.S., how's it celebrated? Cookie always goes to the U.S. And then comes back to tell me, well, it's always big and etc. And I'm always dreaming. How's it like celebrating Independence Day, 4th of July?
So I think it depends a little bit on where you are. We all, I think, fundamentally want to be with our friends, our family, celebrating, food, music, and then traditionally with fireworks at the end. Now that can be, I think that what the international attention tends to be on is on the bigger cities where there's the bigger fireworks displays. That's understandable. In Washington, where I've lived for a number of years, the Washington Monument is the base for where the fireworks are for the big celebration, and that's nationally broadcast. But even in small towns, I remember growing up, my parents are both from the Midwestern part of the U.S., and so we would often be there for the 4th of July, and they would have fireworks displays in a very small town. So that is a big part of our tradition is fireworks at the end. But really, it's about community. It's casual. We tend not to do formal events on the 4th of July. We tend to do casual things in our backyards, barbecues. Even up to today, obviously for our big celebration, we do a formal event. But on the 4th itself, that's what we really like to do. In the same way that, Ghanaians like to celebrate their own families and festivals every year.
And for all the massive celebrations alongside the Independence Day, you're hosting a World Cup as well.
We are.
A big pressure, especially, coming to us from the press, right here in Ghana. We tend to give you pressure a lot about whether visa acquisitions based on the applications, etc. How massive is it for you to be hosting the World Cup?
It's really incredible, especially since you consider, we've hosted the World Cup before, right, 1994. But remember, the World Cup then was only half as big in terms of the number of teams. At that stage, it was only 24 teams. It then went to 32. This is the first year with 48. So it's really an amazing occasion. We're doing it with Canada and Mexico. The bulk of the matches are in the United States, but we're doing it with our 2 host partners. But we have cities that are accustomed to doing big events. Our American football Super Bowl is hosted every year, and that rotates around different cities. We've, of course, hosted the Olympics a number of times. We've hosted the World Cup in '94. And of course, we've also known for a long time that we were going to be hosting this. So there's a lot of preparation that's gone into it. Here in the embassy, we've been doing a lot of things. We've done a lot of programming about all the 16 host cities. Ghana, of course, has 16 regions, and there's 16 host cities. So we're part of the Ghana Tourism Initiative's 16 by 16 initiative, and we'll be hosting 3 different watch parties over the course of the games. And then within the embassy, we dedicated significant additional staffing resources to help adjudicate more visa applications. And so we added tens of thousands of appointments since January to try and accommodate the excessive demand. So we're very pleased about that. And we've been working full throttle on this for months.
How many Ghanaians want to travel to the U.S. for this tournament? And then can they get visas for it?
Yeah, thousands is the easiest way to put the number. I mean, we've added, like I said, we added tens of thousands of appointments, and we pretty much filled all those up. Now, some of those are not specific to the World Cup because, of course, Ghanaians go to the U.S. for many different reasons. But we can just safely say it's thousands, and we have issued many visas throughout that time. So there's been no limitation applying for a visa. The law is always the same for us in terms of adjudicating the visa. It doesn't really matter whether someone's going to the World Cup or not. If you qualify for the visa, you're eligible to get the visa. It's that simple.
And for you at the embassy, how are you marking this big tournament, so to speak?
We are doing, like I mentioned, we're doing several watch parties for the U.S. first match, which is this Friday night, Saturday morning, Ghana time. We're hosting an event at the Accra Stadium, a watch party for that. We'll be very excited. We're, of course, going to be attending watch parties that other embassies are doing. And then we're going to continue with another watch party in Cape Coast on June 19th when the U.S. plays Australia. And then the last watch party will be in Tamale, and it will be when Ghana plays Croatia. for the last group stage match, which is on June 27th. So we're really looking forward to those opportunities as the tournament finally gets underway.
Well, you've answered this already, but again, just to reiterate the point, social media posts suggest the embassy is deliberately refusing visas to support. Is that true?
No, not at all. Not at all. We're quite pleased to be able to send supporters from Ghana or any country to the United States to support their team. This has been a priority of President Trump from last year. He and Secretary Rubio emphasized to us, and they emphasized it publicly, the importance of giving people the opportunity to apply for visas. We've made those opportunities available, and we have issued many visas, and we are very confident that the stands are going to be full at all of Ghana's matches.
Yeah, we've always had great relations,
Absolutely.
Ghana, the United States.
Absolutely.
How do, by way of measurement, our relationship measure now? Where do we stand?
I mean, the relationship is terrific. I've had a wonderful relationship with the Mohammed administration since President Mohammed and his team took over last year. And I wouldn't necessarily characterize it as any significantly different. You know, Vice President Nixon came to the Independence Day celebrations in 1957. We had 3 consecutive U.S. presidents visit here between Clinton, Bush, and Obama. And so we continue to enjoy very fruitful relations at this time.
You've been in Ghana close to 3 years.
Yep.
What are your impressions so far?
I love this place. It's such an easy place to live in many ways. Wonderful people. And it's just great culture and great spirit. And I'm really thrilled to be here with Ghana taking part in the World Cup, because it's a special thing. I've been able to do that once, otherwise in my diplomatic career. Really looking forward to being able to be here and be here when the matches are going on.
Oh, fantastic. And you brought alongside a great band.
We brought a band. We thought there's nothing like having a U.S. military band for a U.S. Independence Day celebration. And so we started work on this last year. They are in very high demand, so they've got other commitments. But this is their first concert related to our Freedom 250 celebration, and we were really excited to be able to get them here to Ghana. They just arrived yesterday from Italy, where they're based, and they're going to play for you again today.
Yeah, and Sherry Divine, with the diplomats, the U.S. Naval Forces Europe and Africa band is leading the vocals. So far, quite good as well.
Yes.
Waka Waka always, but there are many songs as well when it comes to the World Cup. But wish all the best as you organize
Thank
this
you very
World
much,
Cup, and
Logan.
then also celebrating your Independence Day as well.
Thank you. Greatly appreciate that.
All right. And Cookie, we have to go on with the band and also get the celebrations ongoing. In the meantime, please, just in case you want to get an update of this, we're live, TV3 Ghana, that's where we're streaming. Make sure that you also are with us, and then let's get to know what you make about the 250th anniversary celebration of the United States independence, and then also they call it the 4th of July as well. And Cookie, are we ready?
We are ready on the side as well. It's Freedom 250. And of course, the U.S. Naval Diplomats Band is here to do it one more time. What song are we doing at this moment, Sherry?
We're going to do some Michael Jackson.
Oh, wow!
Feel free to sing along.
I hope I can do... No, I can't do the... No, it's okay. No, I can't. No, I can't do that. But we'll give it a try. Yeah. Let's go.
Thank you. Looking out across the night time, the city rings a sleepless eye. Hear her voice, shake my window, sweet seducing sighs. Get me out into the night time, for walls won't hold me tonight. If this town is just an apple, let me take a bite. If they say why, tell them that it's human nature. Why does he do me that way? If they say why, tell them that it's human nature. Why does he do me that way? Reaching out to touch a stranger, electric eyes everywhere. See that boy, he knows I'm watching, he likes the way I stare. If they say why, tell them that it's human nature. Why say why? Tell them that it's human nature. Why does he do me that way? I like living this way. I like loving this way. The morning, the city's heart begins to beat. Reaching out, I touch her shoulder, dreaming of the street. If they say why, tell them that it's human nature. Why does he do me that way? If they say why, it's human nature. Why does he do me that way? I like living this way. I like loving this way. Why? Tell them that it's human nature. Baby, calm down. Boy, this your body putting my heart for lockdown. Oh, lockdown. Boy, you sweet like Phantom. If I tell you, say I love you, know they from younger. Oh, younger. No, tell me no. Baby, come give me a got me like whoa. Baby, come give me a I see this fine boy for my party, he wear yellow. All the other boys doing too much, but this boy mellow. I need a situation to use to go and tell him hello. But finally I find a way to talk to the boy, but he won't no follow. Who you coming for? Oh, why you know I'm coming for? Then I start to hold his hand, but he didn't give me that small one. I know, say he's happy past that one. I'm feeling insecure, cause his friends go, they come in like chewing gum. Go, they come in like chewing gum. Baby, calm down. Boy, this your body putting my heart for lockdown. Oh, lockdown. Boy, you sweet like Phantom. If I tell you, say I love you, know they call me younger. Oh, younger. No, tell me no. Baby, come give me a got me like whoa. Baby, come give me a As I reach my house, I say, make her rest my wall. As me, I wake up, hear my mind, oh. Day one, day two, oh, I can't focus. So me, when I call him, say, what you think of? Got my hand on your heart now, I can feel it race. If I leave, then you say, you'll never love again. Wanna give you it all, but can't promise I'll stay. And that's a risk you take. Show me you can calm down. Boy, this your body putting my heart for lockdown. Boy, you sweet like Phantom. If I tell you, say I love you, know that from younger. Oh, younger. When I'm with you, I can't say no. you say I love you, no, they call me younger, oh younger. When I'm with you, I can't say no, 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 no. Baby, come give me a la 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 la, whoa, 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 whoa. Got me like whoa, 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 whoa. Baby, come give me a la 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 la, whoa, 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 whoa.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's still the Freedom 250 celebrations right here. US of A is here with us at Media General, of course. Your Excellency, thank you for joining us upstage.
Absolutely.
I'm about to engage you in a little dance battle.
Ooh.
Have you heard of the Kakalika dance?
I have not.
You haven't?
I don't believe so, no.
Okay, we'll teach you how to do the Kakalika dance.
Okay.
Because that's the dance that Ghana is going into the World Cup with.
Okay.
So pretty simple, very easy. Okay, so we'll get the song on standby. Whilst Sherry would introduce the 5-member band we have in studio with us. Because I was given a long list, but it's just 5 of you here today. Sherry Divine,
That's
you
right,
are the leader
Sherry
of the band.
Divine.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Over here on saxophone, yeah, we have musician second class, John
Right.
Wardlaw, yes, from Texas.
Okay.
That's right. Back over here, we have Mercer Smith, musician first class, right? Also from Texas. Yeah. Back here from Indiana, we have Sergeant Logan Fox. He's our Marine. That's right. Keeping us straight over here with the beat. And over here is the one, the only musician first class, Mike DeLorean. That's right, from Michigan. That's right. And I'm musician third class, Sherry Divine. Thank you very much, from Texas.
And I am presenter first class here at Media General TV3 Newday, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, Your Excellency, we have you with us. But tell us, is this your first time in Ghana?
This is all of our first time in Ghana. We have several musicians who've been to Africa before.
Okay, but very first time in Ghana.
Your city is gorgeous.
Your first
Accra.
impressions when you arrived here in Accra, Ghana?
You know, as soon as we got off the plane, we started swimming through the air. It was very humid, and it's just been the best for our skin. We love it. Everyone is friendly.
Right.
It's just a beautiful city. You know,
Fantastic.
we see lots of hustle and bustle out there. You know, it just makes us very proud to be here celebrating the 250th and, you know, be able to keep these diplomatic ties with you all. It makes us so proud.
Amazing, amazing. We love the connection. Which African country did you go to, first of all, the first time?
The first time?
Yes.
This is my first time in Africa.
Okay. Oh, your first
with
time?
Ghana. That's right.
Okay, but how
I
about the
believe
band?
musician first class, that's right, Senegal.
Oh.
That's right, and Mike.
Djibouti, Kenya, Mauritius, okay. Oh, you are an African. Wow. Okay. Right. And it's your first time here.
This is my first time here. It's
Okay.
yours as well, yes, yes. First time to Ghana. Mauritius, Mauritius for...
Okay. All right. Your Excellency, I'll just come to you quickly before we try the Kakalika dance. I'm not sure if you'll be able to do it this morning, but we'll give it a try. What are we to expect this evening in terms of the Freedom 250 celebrations?
Well, we've invited many, many people. It's going to be the largest representational event we've had here in Ghana in many years, if perhaps ever, at the La Palme Convention Center. We wanted a nice big facility. We're really happy with the music. The band's going to be there. We've got many, many U.S. companies, particularly who produce food, you know, various franchises that we have here have come and contributed. So we're really looking forward to having a very exciting, engaging evening.
Right. And you know, U.S. has always enjoyed a beautiful relationship with Ghana.
Absolutely.
What's that one thing you've always wanted to tell Ghanaians, if you want to tell us this morning?
That we think very, very highly of your country, and we love the fact that we have relations with Ghana since the very beginning. Our vice president was here for the independence of Ghana in 1957, and those ties have been strong ever since. And so we're very grateful for your friendship and your partnership over these many years.
Your Excellency, Yamao Akwaba. You understand that?
Yes.
Yamao Akwaba. How do you respond?
That I don't remember.
So you say Medasi.
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 I've heard
So
that. That's
Medasi
right.
just means thank you.
Yeah.
So shall we go through it?
Okay.
Your Excellency, Yamao Akwaba.
Medasi.
Fantastic. All right. Your Excellency, you can please take your seats right now whilst Sherry Divine and the rest of the band. How many songs are we doing again? Are we doing any Ghanaian song, by the way?
Well, you know, we're going to do as many songs as you let us.
Okay. But do you know how to do the Kakalika song?
No. Do you want to sing it?
I mean, the chorus just goes kakalika, but it's not actually the song, but it's the dance. So from the back, I think we're going to play that song, so you take a listen, and then maybe this evening, after rehearsal, you can do it at the program. What do you think?
I would love to give it a try.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm game.
so guys in the back, if you're ready, let's just play the kakalika song, so Sherry and the band members can acquaint themselves with the Ghanaian kakalika culture. But should we wait? Should we give you some time to get the song? Okay, so is it here? Is the song playing? Okay, please lift the volume. Aha. Rolly. Roland is already doing. So it's very simple. Okay, bandman, just take a look. Yeah.
Get them, you go do them like juju. Kakalika, kalika, kakalika, kalika, kakalika, kalika, kakalika, kakalika, kalika, kakalika, kalika, kakalika, kalika, kakalika.
Take a critical listen to the song, rehearse it during the day, and then this evening at the embassy or at the event, we can play it and do the kakalika dance. Are we good with that?
You said it. You said it, boss. You
Then
got
let's
it.
continue with the rest of the songs that you have this morning, Sherry.
Love and happiness. Yeah. Something that can make you do wrong, make you do right. Yeah. Love. Love and happiness. Wait a minute, something going wrong. Someone's on the phone, 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, talking loud, how she could make it right. Yeah. Well, happiness is when you really feel good about somebody. Ain't nothing wrong with being in love with someone. Yeah. Hey, oh baby, love and happiness. Yeah. Love and happiness. Woo-hoo-hoo. Love and happiness. You be good to me, I'll be good to you, and we'll be together. Yeah. We'll see each other and walk away with victory. Yeah. Hey, oh baby, love and happiness. Love and happiness. Woo-hoo-hoo. Love and happiness. Yeah. Love and happiness. Woo-hoo-hoo. Love and happiness. Yeah. Love and happiness.
The Diplomats Band, thank you very much for starting off the Freedom 250 celebrations with us this morning. It's been exciting having you. And just as I said in the introduction, sometimes the strongest connection that another country can have with another in terms of diplomacy is that one song that everyone can dance to. So by popular request, we are asking you to do the Waka Waka again as we end the celebrations in studio this morning and cross over to the northern region. Very soon we'll be in Tamale to also continue with climate talks by the German embassy. Diplomacy, it's on a high this morning in studio. The American embassy is here. The German embassy is also up north in Tamale. So Sherry Divine, by popular request, let's do the Waka Waka.
You're a good soldier, choosing your battles. Pick yourself up and dust yourself off, get back in the saddle. You're on the front line, everyone's watching. You know it's serious, we're getting closer, this isn't over. The pressure's on, believe it. You got it all, you mean it. If you fog it up, oh, and when you fog it up, Samina, mina, sangalewa. This time for Africa, Samina, mina, waka, waka, Samina, mina, sangalewa. This time for Africa. Listen to your God, this is our motto. No time to shine, don't wait in line, y vamos por todo. People are raising their expectations. Go on and beat it, this is your moment, no hesitations. Today's your day, I feel it. You paved the way, believe it. When you fog it up, oh, and if you fog it up, Zamina, mina, zangalewa. This time for Africa, Zamina, mina, waka, waka, Zamina, mina, zangalewa. Anawa, Zamina, mina, waka, waka, Zamina, mina, zangalewa. This time for Africa, Abuela Machoni, picky mama from A to Z. Party Susan Machoni, picky mama from east to west. Party waka waka ma waka waka ma Don't get say one mazibuye, 'cause this is Africa.
Excitement right here in studio. It's been amazing having you guys. Thank
Quite
you
amazing.
so very
10 out
much.
perfectly.
Yes, nicely,
Perfectly.
beautifully. I can imagine what July 4 will be like in the United States of America. I've been there before. I got to JFK. Lord Jesus, it took me 3 hours to get out of immigration.
That's a big one.
I know, but it was amazing. We wish you the best. We'd love to have you again and again and again and again anytime you are in Ghana. Your Excellency, thank you so much this morning for gracing our studios. Happy Independence. The the great nation of the United States of America. Rolly?
Yeah, and make sure you stay tuned, because when it comes to the World Cup as well, we're going to bring you the official launch right here, 3 Sports, and you can get the latest update as to how proceedings will be with 3 Sports GH, and for TV3 Ghana, always available for you. And Sherry, that was a good one as well with all your bandmates.
Thank you.
Great one.
Thank you. All right, enjoy the rest of our programming. Please remember, 10 a.m., we're switching all the way to Tamale to join the German embassy with climate talks. And this evening, we also launch our FIFA 2026 World Cup celebrations right here, TV3 Ghana. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of our programming.